I was back in time.
You were back. So like right before I started a stream, I was like, I'm gonna go be back up. Like you have about like 40 seconds.
I literally like sat down right as it was like do, and I was like, ah.
I've done that before too. Yeah, I've done that before. It's like, God, you go get a drink or get coffee, or I'll do something else. Put on pants. Hello, what's up, everybody? Look, I'm wearing this like shoulder bow hoodie that I got forever ago.
It's so cute.
I love it. It's adorable, and I've seldom worn it, but I wore it today. So
it doesn't look like it keeps your arms very warm, though.
No, not particularly, but it's not. It's actually okay, like because the rest of it is so cold. Having like a little tiny cold patch is fine as long as it's not actually freezing. So that's fine right now. I'm fine. What I mean is I suffer profession.
I shared the link onto the writing community stream, so there might be new people. At least one person said, yeah, there's a writing community like thing on Twitter, and I shared it on there, and at least one person was like, I'm terrible at world building, I'll watch it. And I was like, sweet. Valentine's, stop.
I actually remember to tweet it out early this time, so there were actually a lot of people that got the notification. Hopefully there were a lot of likes on the tweet, so welcome everybody. Hopefully we get a little boost in viewers from me being slightly more on top of things than I normally am. For those who don't know about this show, this is the Ali Renie World Building Show. Every other Friday, me and Ali talk about different world building subjects. We alternate between our channels, and today we're doing a more relaxed show. Ali had posted a question on Twitter a couple weeks ago asking about what is everybody's greatest struggle with world building, essentially world building pitfalls. So we're going to go through that. It's more of a kind of Q&A style and discussion, I would say, because I don't feel like I'm here to like just the proselytize on world building or anything, but I think we like having world building discussion. So if anybody in chat has any questions while we're talking, feel free to ask them and let us know, and we're going to go through everybody's responses on Twitter, and we're going to talk about what are the most difficult things in world building for everybody, and what are the most common kinds of responses. So there you go, and hit like and all that stuff if you haven't yet, if you're new, and thanks for being here. Now, Gusello, member for 24 months. Thank you so much. 2 years. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you again for that amazing cover. I know it's just a rough, but I kind of love it already. Thank you so much. That I appreciate how patient you are. I feel really bad because I keep on going like, well, I have this other stuff like Travis, can you wait? Oh, I'm sorry, can you wait? Like, you need to be meaner, okay, to me, because I need people to be like, Irene, get on top of your shit, finish that cover, and then I'll like spiral into a giant guilt pool and actually finish work. Actually, I'm very on top of work if I have like a hard deadline, but when people are nice and don't give me that, it's not good. So give me hard deadlines. Anyways, I'm really glad that you like the cover, and I'm excited for Wrecked. Everybody go sign up for Wrecked on Indiegogo. You didn't get a notification? Ooh. Oh, that sucks. Well, YouTube is being weird and silly, so it happens sometimes. Talk about Barbie. I'm not interested in Barbie. Not at all.
What? Why? How could you not be interested in Barbie?
No, I'm not. No. I'm glad people enjoyed it. I'm glad it was like a whole little phenomenon or whatever, but it's not really my thing. So, yeah. I'm happy for everyone else who made a whole ass event. I wore hot pink and everything. So I did have Barbie dolls, but it wasn't like, it was like, yeah, I had Barbie dolls because almost all girls did, but it wasn't like an obsession for me. I don't know. I don't think I played with them the same way. Go ahead.
I tried to watch the movie.
Yeah.
And I got, I think, 4.5 minutes in. Because, so I did think that the world looked Barbie-ish. Like, it all looked like it was stuff that Barbie had. Because, like, I had a bunch of Barbies when I was a kid. I actually had 4 dream houses. My dog wants out. Hold on. He won't stop until I let him out.
Okay. No.
I had 4 dream houses, and one of them even had like electricity. It would light up. I had a whole box that was just like full of Barbies. I had all her little sisters, like I had Skipper and all that crap. But the thing, and some of it was even a little clever, like how this was in the trailer, but how like she takes her shoe off and like her foot is still like that. I was like,
yeah.
funny. And then at one point, she okay, this actually pretty maybe I got 19 minutes in it. No, it was 19 minutes and something seconds. But at one point, she's under the shower. Like she goes through her day doing all the things that you do in the morning. But since she's a Barbie, she doesn't like have any real stuff. So like she pours orange juice, but it's nothing. And then she drinks the like glass of nothing. And then she like pours milk into a bowl of fake cereal and like eats it, but it's not real because she's like a child's toy.
Yeah.
What I didn't appreciate was that most kids I knew put water in that stuff so that they could actually do it. But I was like, whatever, I guess it'd be weird if it was all water. But she goes through her day and takes a shower. And there's no water coming out of the shower either. But she like still showers. But the next day when she's off, because she has that moment where they showed in the trailers where she's like, do you guys ever think about death? Like, that was in there. Yeah,
right.
Because she starts being like dark Barbie.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that in some of the promo material, or clips, I guess. But I thought that must tie into her character development somehow, like she's just now aware of death or something.
It's because like the girl or the girl who played with her is a woman now, and she's like depressed because she's getting a divorce or something. I don't know. I didn't watch it the rest. I watched some ending thing, some review. But the thing that was actually kind of clever that I did appreciate was that the second day after she's had her mini breakdown, she tries to get in the shower, and even though there's no water, she's still like, like it's cold. Like the water was cold now, even though there's no water. And I was like, okay, that's kind of funny.
Oh yeah, I can see how that's clever. It's I'm not incentivized to watch it because first of all, I'm not like, oh my god, my childhood. But I hear just like everybody is confused as to what it actually is saying. I don't like the sound of that. I think if it was good, people wouldn't be arguing over, oh, it's so base, so feminist or whatever. I'm like, and I haven't heard, wow, this is really good character development, except for Ken, I guess, part of the way through, except I know how it ends, and the way it ends is nothing really changes in Barbie Land. So,
nothing changes in Barbie Land, but it does end where she decides to stay in the real world and get a vagina put on.
Oh, yeah. That's
oh
yeah, wow, what an amazing ending. I've been replaced. How have I been replaced? Let me answer a few questions. That name changes. Yes, I did get your email, and your book was returned, which is frustrating because it's international, but we've had several international returns and some of them are expensive, but I think yours is fine. We'll figure out a way to get your book. So all the Fiendish 2 books have gone out, by the way. They've all gone out, and it's a small handful that have been returned because of weird mailing issues from around the world.
Why is the chat blaming me for the end of Barbie? I know it's weird. That's why I said I didn't want to watch it.
Too much information. It's out there, isn't it? Sorry, guys.
Well,
yeah,
that's not weird at all, Allie. Yeah, I know it's weird.
That's an odd
but
way.
I didn't write it.
It's odd. I don't know. It's all I've heard is that people seem really confused. I guess that doesn't incentivize me to want to watch it. Snuggy Jr., thank you for becoming a new member. Thank you so much. Yay. I really appreciate everyone for becoming members. By the way, before we get too into it, I am doing draw streams on Sundays. So if you're around Sunday night, like 10:30, it's going to be late, but I'll be just doing a hangout and drawing stream, and it's going to be an ongoing thing. Not next week. I'll be busy, but this week, in 2 days, I'll be doing that. And what I'm planning to do is the stream will be public, but afterwards I'll make it members only. So that way I can reward my members with something, because I feel like I haven't really done that because I don't really have time to make extra content. But the Sunday streams will be members only after the live show, and hopefully that'll be a little treat for the members. All right, Sebastian, Anon for $10. Thank you so much. I guess let's jump right into it. Any tips on world building in a story where the main characters are jumping from one world to another, i.e. Doctor Who? How far do you go with the world building in each world? How do you keep the reader engaged? What do you think, Ali?
Well, there are stories like that exist. If you read, so my first thing is always going to say read as much as you possibly can. That will make you a better writer. So read some books where that happens. What are some books where that happens? Well, Chronicles of Narnia, for one, that happens in mostly the Magician's Nephew, which is technically the first book. People think that it's Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and that is how it was first published, but later on, it was published in the order that C.S. Lewis actually wanted, which has the Magician's Nephew first. And so how he did it was he has the kids using these rings, and they put the rings on and jump into these pools, and that takes them into these different worlds. And there's not a lot of information that he puts into any of the worlds that the kids stay in other than the ones that are going to matter to the story, i.e. Narnia. The kids jump into the pool where Narnia will be, and it's all black, and then they see Aslan actually creating Narnia. They're there for the creation of Narnia. So the Chronicles of Narnia are actually from before the creation of Narnia to the actual, like, destruction of Narnia. And that's an interesting way to do it. But they do jump into a couple worlds that they don't spend much time in that are interesting, but it's just to illustrate how the jumping works. They jump into one world where they just walk for like forever, and it's just ruins everywhere. And that's when they find they find a giant throne room filled with giants, and they end up actually releasing the woman who becomes the witch in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. It's a pretty obvious, like, Adam and Eve allegory, but because a little boy and a little girl introduce evil to this brand new world through the appearance of this witch. So you can do that kind of thing where you say, is this going to be important to the overall story, or can it be like a fun thing? I've actually never seen Doctor Who, so I can't speak about Doctor Who, but another series that does it, that isn't for everyone, but I know it is popular, is the His Dark Materials series.
I was about to bring up that. Yes.
Oh, good. Yes.
Yeah. I actually read that one. I'm not familiar with Narnia.
It doesn't so much happen in the Golden Compass, but and I haven't read the second one, but I did read The Subtle Knife, and that's happening almost constantly in that book, where he's just cutting through reality, and like with a window, basically stepping through into another world, and he just walks, and it's like, in this world there are rolling hills, like, and it's beautiful, and then he does it again, and it's like, in this world there's these weird creatures who somehow evolved wheels, like, and that place became important, so they spend a lot of time there. So those are basically my tips. Do a lot of reading in other books that do that, and also try and keep it relevant to the story. Madeleine L'Engle, she did the Wind in the Door and those books. Disney just made a crappy movie. Huh?
Or was it A Blink in Time or whatever that title was?
A Wrinkle in Time.
A Wrinkle in Time. Yeah.
I think it's a trilogy of books. It's all about the same family. But don't watch the movies. They suck. But if you read the books, she does that too. Where they're kind of transporting through different worlds, but they're going down to mitochondria level, but they also go to like weird planets where like they can't breathe, and it all of their jumps and everywhere they go uh is set up to teach the little girl in the story something. She learns something or has some very important thing that she has to do in each one that they spend a lot of time in. So if you want to do a whole bunch of hopping, only spend a lot of time in the places that are going to be relevant. It can be fun and interesting to describe a lot of things, but I mean, in the end, you'd be wasting time if it was just a lot of, you know, pretty thing, but ultimately useless. You're not a Marvel movie, you know, you don't have to be jumping through a bunch of CGI things. Oh, also, I would say establish consistent rules for how everything works. Whether it's like physics or magical principles, or even down to each world having societal norms or cultural practices, you have to maintain consistency for the rules for everything, because that will help with believability, since it allows like the readers to understand how everything works.
Good point. Yeah, establishing rules and sticking by them. That's the general rule for writing. That's good to follow. That you'll break your reader's immersion if you don't do that. Yeah, I think the prime example I am familiar with is the Art of Golden Compass books. And I was going to say that it kind of sounds like the way to go about it is similar to building languages. So if you're building multiple worlds, it's kind of like if you're building multiple languages for your fantasy world. Well, find out the ones that are important and focus on that. And the rest of them exist just to make the idea, they can exist on a surface level, just to make the idea that other worlds exist / other languages exist in the world believable. So they just have to be different enough and have their own character at a glance, but you don't have to get too into it, because I think what would be confusing for a reader is, well, if you go to a world and you spend a lot of time there, but it doesn't actually tie into the plot at all, that's just you showing off like, well, look, all of these fun things I can do, but you're wasting the reader's time really, because it's like you're trying to tell a story and advance the characters. So I think, and I noticed that with the Golden Compass books, every world that they do spend time in, like they jump to a lot of worlds, but even if they do stay somewhere for a long time, if it's not plot relevant, it's kind of glossed over. Even if it's like, it would just say, oh, we were there for a week or something, and then that's it. But in other worlds, you can be there for a day, but a lot happens, and that is much more delved into, and all those rules are established because what happens there matters. So that's my feedback. Ali nailed it. Thank you.
Another thing I would say that I thought of while I was looking at the chat is show how the characters react to every world that they encounter, because their observations and reactions and interactions with everything that's going on is going to give the reader insight into not just character development, but all the unique features and challenges of all the world. And when you're a reader, because if you're a writer, you should also be a reader. You're living through another character, even if it's not the main character. You're seeing through it, and so if you show that, and the reader will take that and say, wow, okay, I understand who all these characters are, first of all, but I also know how the worlds look. So it'll reveal aspects of the characters' personalities and backgrounds as well. So it'll be an easy way to do the world building plus character development.
Mm-hmm. Good point. Agreed.
Oh, and don't just do like, don't only just talk about like extraordinary stuff. I would say add a little bit of like mundane stuff. So, for example, in The Subtle Knife, when he's like hopping through each world, he talks about these crazy creatures and these like weird trees and stuff, but also he talks about what the air smells like, how it makes you feel to be in this world, because if you've ever been anywhere, you know that places have different smells. Like when I went to good solo. So when I went to Alabama, I was disgusted because as soon as we crossed the state line, I was like, this place smells like fish. It just smells like fish here. And now like that's what I think of when I think of Alabama, as I'm just like, it's a fishy place. It smells like fish. Or in Narnia, when they go into actual Narnia, the air gives them new life. Like, it not only does it smell fresh, but it actually like revives them. You know, they start feeling better and more alive and younger because it's a younger magical place. But when they're in the place where they find the witch, it's the air is oppressive. The lighting is of a like a dying sun. So it's all very, very I only keep thinking of the word oppressive, but like it's all very dark and depressing and heavy. So
Dark
do
and
all those little
moody.
details too. Think about that. Don't just be like, and the buildings are exciting and stuff. Think about how, take a walk, actually. Take a walk and focus on your senses. Don't have an earpiece in, don't have your phone. I Dillard. Just look around you and focus on your senses. Like, what do you feel when you're outside? What do you notice? You smell things, you hear things. So make sure that you include the character senses in everything you're writing.
Good point.
NYC smells like garbage.
Well, it does. It smells terrible. New York is gross. I have a love-hate relationship with New York, but it sounds like the same rules that would apply to a character going from a location to location in one world pretty much apply to them jumping between different worlds. There really is no different, besides from there's a mechanic, and it could almost all the locations could be more different if you're actually world jumping, but even you can just have a world. Like, for example, I play a lot of Pathfinder, of course. It's a stream on my channel. I have to talk about Pathfinder. And the world of Pathfinder, Galarian, is built so there are really vastly different areas. So you have like science fiction countries and steampunk countries and like caveman countries, and that's so the game world has all these different settings for people to play the game in, and it doesn't really like make sense. And like, if this was a real planet, like, why is there such a huge differentiation in technology? But anyways, don't think too much about it. But that if you are traveling from one place to the other, it almost kind of feels like world jumping because it's like a little biome in itself. So think of all the rules that would apply if you were to introduce your characters to a new city and you want to make that city alive and that culture alive. It would also translate the same techniques that you'd use for going to a whole new universe.
Yeah, and Helmet Dork had a good point too. He said the Gunslinger series by the frickin' hack Stephen King had a few different Earth time periods in Roland's world, where it was losing cohesion, and depending where you were, things were very different. There's also the Discworld series. That has a lot of that as well. And then, what's it called? Oh, even though I hate it, the frickin', oh no, what's it called? The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. I hate that book series, but that has a lot of that too. But I think it's done badly, so don't do it like that, or I won't like your book.
Well, there you go.
Terry Pratchett. Terry Pratchett does a lot of it really, really well. And it's fun to read too. So I would read some Terry Pratchett for sure.
All right. This one says, when you went to Georgia, it stunk. Okay, so if you went to Savannah, you're actually right. Savannah smells like shit. Like, Savannah has a paper mill. Everybody's like, oh, Savannah's a little quaint and like old towny. Savannah's, first of all, is a shithole. So you have like whatever, like the river area where there's a lot of bars and it's super cute. Okay, that's great. And all the old people go down the river on barges and they have a lot of fun. But outside of the downtown area, it's like ghetto as fuck, and it's actually super dangerous. And there's a paper mill, so the streams up the river actually smell just like it. Mills smell so bad. You guys have no
Do
idea.
they?
I lived there for a year because I went to SCAD, and it was.
What does
I
it smell like?
remember it's. Oh,
Because
it's
in
like,
my head, I would think it would smell like a book. You know, that's what it would smell like. In my head.
No, it smells like rotting wood or something. It's bad. It's not even
Wait,
like trash. It's just
Is
something
it
nasty.
is it like when rot smells kind of sweet, or is it when rot just smells like bad and makes you want to puke?
It smells. I remember it. It didn't smell sweet. No, it was almost like tangy. Like it just smelled bad.
Wow.
Yeah, weird. You wouldn't think it's not pleasant.
Sometimes when you're walking in like the forest, you know, and it's autumn, and like there's, you know, leaves piled up and it's all wet, you know, it like or you see like a rotting tree trunk or whatever, it actually kind of, and like there's the smell of dirt and everything. The rot smell kind of smells sweet, but maybe it's because it's natural rot versus like some sort of refinery.
Anon says it's a solvent from paper mills. That makes sense. It wasn't like chemically, but it did smell bad. It didn't. It wasn't good.
I wonder if naturally created paper, like papyrus, or even I guess not naturally, but like papyrus, or even like the like leather paper, parchment. I wonder if that smells better to make.
Papyrus, probably. If it's all natural, that would be, but nowadays the paper is treated with chemicals, and I think that's probably why. Jonathan Justice says that it's like no, solvent makes smell go away. Oh, they need a solvent to.
What about the like rice paper that they make for like to practice things on? Have you ever smelled them making that?
I have no idea. I don't know, but I imagine that's pretty natural as well. Actually, no, not Cam. Hello, Cam. No, I'm trying to find
like a manly garage. Yeah, I like the smell of gasoline too, but I think it's because growing up, my mom knew a lot of bikers, and so like the smell of my childhood has a lot of like oil and gasoline from sitting in garages and stuff.
Actually, my house was near a gas station, so I kind of have fond memories from the smell of gasoline as well. It's so weird, like some weird things are. It's actually really interesting that your tip about including smells in your writing is important, because smell is like one of the longest lasting memories. You can forget how something looks or feels or whatever, but smell, like if you smell something from your childhood, I notice this every time. So when I get like a package from home, yeah. As I shove my finger out my nose, when I get a package from home, it's like I open it and it smells like home. It smells like Taiwan. It's so weird. And it's one of those things where, yeah, I know, but it's like packaged smells, and we identify all those things, and it's like I know how the smell of my parents' old house is and the new one and everything, and it all like is, and my grandma's house. Smell is very memory triggering, so use that. You smell like a wet dog, wet paper rolling in a skunk corpse. It smells like a bit like mold. Yes, you're right. It's like strong mold. Okay, let's talk about paper mills.
I lived in a house that had black mold all through it. I had to throw away most of my clothes from when I lived in that house because it was awful, and it sticks to your stuff.
Oh, that's
for
gross.
Years.
Oh no, yeah.
I know. I should not have been there.
The last place I rented had like some mold because it was in a really old place, and it was like, so I had friends that bought a house, and it was they were fixing it up, so they were definitely trying to fix it up, but there was like some areas that were just really old because previous owners just like, it was a disaster. But anyway, so it was so terrible because the windows were moldy and shit, and I'm like, I don't know if this is good for my health. I'm glad I moved out.
Dude, there's all sorts of stuff. Like, so I went to a party in Fort Collins with these people who were doing dubstep back when like dubstep was still coming up. and we're at their house, and they're like, come into our basement, it's really cool. So I go into their basement, and it was like unfinished because it had like yeah, that's gross. The floor was still like packed dirt, right? And I was like, wow, like it smells like dirt down here, but it also kind of smells like my childhood. And they were like, what? And it turned out that the house had, like, the basement used to have a meth house, and I grew up in meth houses.
Oh my god!
So I was like,
Are you
oh.
Oh my
I was like,
god!
is that what that is? And that's how I started figuring it out. Like, and I put it together. I was like, is that what my childhood smelled like? And I had to, like, do a whole thing where I was like, huh, and I put a bunch of stuff together and I asked people and I was like, wow, no one told me I lived in meth houses growing up. That's great. I'm totally normal now.
You're very normal. What a normal sounding childhood. Well,
I
at least you
know.
did. I guess if you just smelled it, you didn't know it was meth, and it could be worse. You could have just been, I don't know, right?
Yeah, it was just like, this is kind of like, you can smell the dirt, but it also smells kind of like my childhood. And they're like, what?
Oh my god. That's terrible.
I know,
I
Madeline.
really have an equivalent memory. I have like a pretty relatively, well, not normal, but relatively normal childhood.
Well, because that was my mom's side, but then in my dad's house, it was always pot and Old Spice. That's my dad. Like, so it's like really specific smells on both sides that are my childhood.
Yeah.
I don't like smelling Old Spice now or pot. It's gross. I don't have an excuse for being weird. I think I'm pretty normal, actually.
We're all weird in our own ways. Yeah, I mean, with my parents, my dad just smoked and drank a lot of beer, so certain cigarette smells, it's like he had his work a lot. My mom allowed him to have one room in the house to himself, which he doesn't even have that anymore, the poor man. But so that he just, there was a room where
for her husband now.
If I ever get married, I refuse to do that. I can't stand it because I watch my poor father have, like, he loved collecting computers and he just wanted to have his own, like, space to do computers and stuff and, like, just be messy and smoke and pile up beer cans and be a guy, right? And it's like he had one room that was his, and even then my mom would go in and try to clean it. Oh my god, I swear if I ever do that, I'm going to, like, fucking slap myself. But anyhow, like, I remember that, like, that room smelled different because it was his space, and I remember the old computers and the cigarettes, and it was like, this is dad. So that was nice.
My mom does that right now with her husband. He has a dog house.
What is there? So a lot of women are just like fucking control freaks in their house. I'm like, god damn, let your man have space.
He lives here too, yo. Like,
I know.
Like,
I feel so bad.
And nothing looks like he lives here until you go to this little 12 by 10 room in the back of the house where it's like his dog and him, and that's where they are all the time. And it's like, he has nothing. Okay, Helmet Dork, I agree with having a man cave. You should have that. But you should also be present everywhere else in the house you're paying for.
I know.
What? So he has a garage, but even in the garage, not like, he has to designate his spaces, and I think she only lets him have space in the garage because he needs a place to have his tools so he can make things for her.
Oh, okay.
She has even, so all he drinks is Mountain Dew. She didn't like seeing his cans in the fridge, so she made him get a mini fridge and put it in the garage, even though that's walking twice as far from his little doghouse, just so that he can drink his soda. Because she doesn't like seeing his stuff.
Cam said husbands will have nothing and like it. It's communism! This is what happens to communism!
How do they like it? That sounds terrible. Dude, when I get married, I'm gonna be like, hey husband, you're a nerd. You put your Spider-Man statues up, bro. Like, you can put them right next to my porcelain dolls. We're gonna put pictures of all our friends up. It's gonna look like 2 people live here.
That would be nice. That would be nice. I mean, I think a lot of guys tend to not be as into interior design, and I definitely am like, ooh, I really like making things look good, and I'm like all into when I get into like the homemaker mindset, it just all takes over. It's like instinct. But if I'm living with someone, like because when I have been in relationships, it's just I can't imagine taking over. I'd feel so bad, like not letting the other person have any sort of stuff around. It's so weird because wouldn't you want to have like your significant other around you? I don't understand. Michael Rushbrook for $9.99. Thank you so much. Hi, Renie, just checking. Did you see the art I sent you? I just checked because you super chatted me. Thank you. It looks great. I'll get back to you. Thank you very much. Michael Rushbrook is the artist for Fiendish 2.5. So everybody go follow him. Check out his stuff on Twitter. He's Mr. Sketches with a 5 on Twitter. I'm super pumped. We're gonna have some more original art going up on the campaign soon. So thank you very much for that.
Renie will not let anyone touch her crossbows. Why would she? I'm not letting anybody touch my crossbow either.
Yeah, why would I? Nobody's touching my weapons. Listen, I have my studio and I have my woman cave area. I have my weapons. Nobody's touching my shit.
No, it's a she shed.
It's kind of. Yeah, that's pretty much what my
she shed, not a woman cave.
That's pretty much what my studio is, though. Like the rest of the house is like really neat, and it's just like it mollifies my OCD. But my studio is like, this is the darkness. All the walls are black, and here's where all my comics are. And I love it.
Yeah. B-Spin is like, is crossbow a euphemism? No,
I have a crossbow.
We both have a crossbow.
Yes, and other weapons because weapons are fun.
Yeah, I've got my big sword right here, ready to go.
My sword is in the corner. I'm too lazy to get it, but I have a Viking sword over there as well. I need more!
I have it attached to my chair so that, like, no matter what happens, even if I have to scoot or something, I've got it right here. It's ready to go.
Nice. Oh, I should do that. That's a great idea. The Horror Run says, I've seen a character you made. The art style reminds me of Full Metal Alchemist. Yes. I'm so glad you said that. I don't know who you're talking about, but I do love Full Metal Alchemist. And there you go.
There it is.
My sword too. But yeah, I do love Full Metal Alchemist. It's check it out right here. Actually, this is a gift from Alice VRB. Thank you very much. But here is the the watch from FMA, and it opens and everything. This is awesome. So thank you so much, Alex. And it has the inscription from the show. The don't forget October 11th. It's awesome. And it's like a functional little watch. And here's my Behelit. So these are I have these here because Berserk and FMA are some of my favorites. Yeah.
So
I have
someone said, "Do you ladies have guns? We will never tell."
Yeah. Why would we ever have that? Oh.
I would rather surprise anyone who wants to know.
What do you think? What do you guys think? Just put it that way. This is Sparta.
I'm an American. I have what I want.
We're gonna get totally derailed if I start like bringing out my weapons. But okay, here's the. I actually made a point to buy a house outside of Atlanta city limits because I didn't like the gun laws in Atlanta city limits. Because it was stupid. It's like you can't even shoot a BB gun in your own yard in Fulton County. What? I hate the cities. I don't like it. It's annoying.
Agent Warlock's like, Allie be like, am I being detained? Exactly. Why do you want my name? I don't need to show you my ID.
Oh no. You're one of those. Very Florida of you. Snap for 199. You missed. We answered some world building questions. They got derailed, but it's great. We're talking about weapons now. Thank you very much for the super chat. Thank you.
Have Mr. we done a weapons world building?
I think I seem to recall we have, but maybe not.
I know we've talked about magic systems a few times.
Yeah.
But I don't know if we've done like weapon specific. I don't remember. We've done like 27 of these.
We've done a lot of these. No, I don't think we've done weapons. You're right. I think I have it written down somewhere. I know it's a potential subject, but we could do that next time. 2 weeks from now. Bam.
Okay. Curious Comics, if we come to Texas, we'll have to deal with all the illegals.
Well, we're not in Texas, but I sympathize.
Agent Warlock is saying we did talk about it.
Oh, did we? I don't even remember.
Yeah.
We've done so many episodes.
I noticed you starred Michael Dietschy's Star Trek often established a new world each episode.
Yeah, that's a good
That's
example.
true. But and well, I've never seen Star Trek, but in Stargate SG-1, which is the only Stargate I've seen, but in Stargate SG-1, they do that as well. The thing about it is there's different rules for a TV show like that than there is for like a book. So if you're doing a book series, right? And in every single book, they're going to a new world, and you want it to be like that, like Star Trek, or if that's what Doctor Who does, then that's what they do. Then yeah, you're gonna have to build up that whole world enough to fill that book. But I'm assuming most people are not doing that.
That makes sense. Just reveal whatever is necessary.
You were reading this Mr. Burger
Mr.
thing.
Burger.
Sorry.
It's okay. Mr. Burger for $5. Thank you very much. I've had 6 gin and tonics and 1 edible. Oh, sir, friend. There's a white sock in the middle of my floor and it's telling me I'll back taxes. Irene, am I okay? I wouldn't say you are. I'm a little concerned. I would keep your phone and emergency services on speed dial. Take care, my friend. Thank you for the super chat. At least you can still super chat, so you should be okay, actually. I appreciate it.
D-Nice Gamer said, hey ladies, can magic and firearms go together in fantasy? Absolutely. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah, of course, there's plenty of examples of that. I mean, it happens all the time in tabletop games. And essentially, you can have even magical firearms. It's all sources of power. As long as you make the rules consistent, then it doesn't really matter what tools you have in your world. As long as you don't establish the rules and then break them later on, then it's kind of like a fuck you to readers, I think.
Yeah, you could. I saw this in Outlaw Star, I think, where like they have guns that do semi-magical things. But you could have like, let's say you have some crazy alchemist who works together with a metallurgist or something, and they create these bullets that have spells inside them. Like, easy.
Bayonetta.
I mean, did I just write your book for you? Like, Bayonetta? I've never seen that.
Isn't that... There's a lot of game characters like that. Bayonetta kind of does. It's like Gun Fu. Just imagine Gun Fu, but with like magic bullets. And
yes,
Von Klaus did this book with what was the character's name? She's a gun witch, like the red hooded like character
Lady
from Lady what?
Lady Satan.
Lady Satan, right? From Trenches, and yeah, that's magical bullets essentially, and that was her superpower. So it was guns and magic all merged together.
Quiet.
There you go.
Words like spellets.
Lady Satan, which I think she's an old public domain character. I might be mistaken. I think it is though. And Black Terror was also a public domain character that Vaughn took and just made better.
Can you keep a secret?
Okay.
Do you think our friends can keep a secret?
I don't know about that, but
Chad, you guys can keep a secret. We trust you. Yeah. I'm in the middle of collecting all the stuff I need to do a Lady Satan cosplay.
Really?
And I found the perfect little hoodie thing. It's so cute. It's the only red thing in my closet. Everything else, well, other than a dress, everything else is black.
Everyone checking, you guys, you need to act. Well, at least you guys are honest about. Okay, well, thank you.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate that.
Don't tell anybody. This is why. Okay.
We're friends. Yeah. Shh.
It's only between us right now. Yeah.
We twinsies! Twinsies again! Oh my god.
Oh, no, John's already told everyone, but yeah. That sounds awesome.
I've already told
you. Like it fits you. I'm excited.
I spent forever buying different colors of nail polish so that I could get her nail polish color right even.
Oh my god.
It's so stupid. I'm gonna wear this one time.
That's the problem. I stopped doing cosplay because I would get so into it, and I'm like, what is the point? Like, I don't know. It's kind of fun, but I could be drawing and it takes so much time, and I'll wear it once or twice to a con. I'm like, but I get too into the details because I'm obsessive like that. Ghost of Speedy for $2. Thank you very much. Thank you for the super chat. I am gonna refrain from
There you go.
that.
What else?
So did you want to go back to like the Twitter post and go through everybody's answers on there? Because
do you
we
have
had
did you do all your super chats?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Then
yeah.
We're all caught up.
We've gone through more than I thought we had, but we can still do that.
Okay, yeah, let's go.
So
Da, da, da.
I think we had gone to Chris's.
You want to? Can you shrink the screen? It's kind of hard for me to read it.
Shrink it?
Like make it. So if you, because StreamYards is like, if you make the page, don't full screen it and make it more square, like the browser square, the text will be bigger. I always do that when I'm sharing campaigns so people can see things better. Yeah, there you go. Yay! Okay.
Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
That does look nicer.
Yay!
I would have just zoomed in on it. I've been like zooming in.
No,
That's
no,
much
you
smarter.
Yeah, you can zoom in, but because StreamYards has like this limited space. Anyways, yeah, there you go. Perfect. Yeah, let's finish going through these.
Yeah, okay. So I think we'd gotten to this one, which was about reproducing the scenes every time, like making sure everyone knew, I think, where they were every time they entered a different place. And I think I answered that last time. This one says avoiding self-inserts that are too obvious.
Oh, right. So first of all, this was a Twitter thread in response. You asking everyone what their greatest struggles and pitfalls in world building are. So
yes,
just to establish that. Okay, cool. Yeah, we got through a lot of those, but there might be a few more. I don't remember. What, it's been like 2 weeks. Which ones did we answer?
I kind of remember. It's okay.
Okay. All right.
That was weird.
Well,
it was just like, blurp, I'm going to go away for a second.
It's okay. It happens. There? I blank out all the time.
Maybe human. Avoiding self-inserts is phenomenova.
Oh, no. So, okay. Self-inserts. I don't think self-inserts are by default a bad thing. Because I think it's just nowadays there's so many self-inserts that are done badly. Because you look at stuff like I'm Not Starfire, of course, a Mindy Kaling one where it's like especially if it's an established character. And self-inserts are especially just grating when it's an established IP and you put a character in there that is just protected and wrapped in bubble wrap and all this stuff like Wesley Crusher in Star Trek. That's when nobody liked his character because it was a writer self-insert and any characters that are just put in like Velma, where she's made nothing like the actual established existing character, but more like the creator that has just vampirically, or not vampirically, but it's like a parasite taken over the IP. And she just wants to make her own thing, but she's too lazy to build something from scratch, and that happens over and over again nowadays. But my point is,
it is very parasitic.
It is, but it's not. I don't think self-insert.
Did you watch Velma?
I watched like one episode and I had enough. Like never.
It's more than enough.
It was so bad. Oh, it's everything. I was shocked. It was like I knew. I've seen everybody making fun of it, but yeah, it's everything that's wrong with modern writing. And if a self-insert is made a real character, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because I think about how a lot of manga, because of course I'm going to go to manga, but not just manga, but I'm talking about stories that have everyman characters that are meant to designed to let the reader put themselves in the character's shoes. A lot of isekai are like this. A lot of isekai, what are the main characters? They're kind of awkward. high school, middle school, or college age boys that look very average, that have struggles in daily life, or like jaded with the world, and something magical happens. They get hit by a truck and they fall into a fantasy world, and then a whole adventure happens and their lives are changed and their lives are interesting again. Why are those characters written like that? And why are those characters almost sometimes written like a blank slate or like such average everymen? It's because that's the primary audience, and the audience can identify with the character and put themselves in their shoes. It's an escapist fantasy. But it's in a way probably also a self-insert for the creators. Are creating for people that are similar to them, and there's nothing wrong with that as long as the character has challenges and grows and isn't protected. The problem isn't self-inserts. The problem is characters that are just absolutely babied and treated like they can't do anything wrong and they don't need to grow because they're already perfect. The problem is Mary Sue's and Gary Stu's,
and they're not unique either.
Yeah.
Like they're not distinct.
Yep.
A good way to avoid that also is if you have like different ages, I guess. Like very literally, if you're not like, they're all 25-year-olds. I too am 25. Like that's a very teenage way to write. Because when you're a teenager, a lot of times it's like, I am writing about a teenage girl who everyone thinks is great, but she just thinks she's okay. Like that kind of thing. So I guess I'm saying like make them like a lot of different kinds of people. Trying to avoid saying diverse.
I know. It's hard. We need to come up with a different word. They've stolen it. Jungle Soul asks, can you think of self-insert cat that wasn't complete shit? So it's never been confirmed, but from what Mura has said, Guts is unintentionally, as far as I know, it seems unintentionally definitely a character that Mira identified with, because Mira had a pretty hard life, and stuff like the Golden Age arc, he said that he based the characters in the Golden Age arc on a group of friends that he had a falling out with. So it's a rare example of a writer taking their real life experiences and having a character that they probably identify with. That's probably a power fantasy for the creator themselves and really making it work. So there you go. I think that's a very good example of a self-insert that works, because it's not just the creator as it's like a one-to-one and they're just in this world and everybody bows down to them. They like Guts struggles. It's because Mira had a hard life and he wrote his struggles into the story, and a character has struggles and is imperfect. And if you're writing a character that's self-insert but you're self-reflective, that's perfectly fine.
I've heard somewhere that Baron and Luthien from the Silmarillion were self-inserts of Tolkien and his wife.
I've heard that too, yeah.
That's my favorite story from the Silmarillion. In fact, for the last time I was LARPing, I used Tinuviel as part of my name. And I was like, that's my... Yeah. So. They're not always bad. They just have to be done correctly.
Yeah.
My light went out.
It's such a great story. And I'm like, by the way, for people that screech about, well, Tolkien like women, blah, 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 that's stupid. They've never read the Baron and Luthien story. You have no idea what Luthien does and what she did to save Baron and what they do to save each other. It's a great love story. It's like both
great
fantasy.
Love story.
It's both feels so realistic, but it's also so fantastical.
And if you don't want, if you don't want to read the Silmarillion, there are recordings of Tolkien singing the Ballad of Baron and Luthien that you can listen to.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that song. Okay, not only is Baron and Luthien, I will say objectively, the best part of Silmarillion, but their song is my favorite. Obviously after the Strider song, but I'm not a romance person, but I love that story. It's so well done. Like he is a master. Yeah. Huck Finn, great example. And I was thinking, Charles Dickens, would you say Charles Dickens' character was there were self-inserts? Because they're kind
Which
of
one?
these like they're all like kind of the same though. But it's like, oh, these like downtrodden Edwardian era, like orphan children. I was really into reading his stuff for a while.
Well, yeah, those ones for sure. I thought you meant like the adults.
No, like the main characters.
Maybe the
He kind
kids
of
for
writes his
sure.
own.
Yeah,
Yeah.
given like him growing up in like the having to do workhouses to like pay off his father's debt and shit. Yeah, absolutely. I would say the kids are, if not a self-insert, it's a form of like sympathy for like the other children who had to go through the same thing that he did. I was like, my mind went right to like, I don't think Scrooge is a self-insert.
Scrooge?
Yeah. I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
From A Christmas Carol.
I haven't seen that.
Charles Dickens.
No, I haven't read that. No, not that one.
Oh. Would you consider Dante's Inferno a self-insert? I mean, yeah, obviously.
Yes.
But also, like, he inserted a bunch of other people he knew, too. So, like, it's a little different. There was something else that I was gonna say. Oh, this one's a little different, but it's still obvious. Anne Rice, her self-insert was Louis de Pontelac. And she, but as a boy, like, doing things that she didn't feel she could do as a girl. Even and her husband, she said, was always Lestat de Liancourt, and the little girl was always her daughter who died. So that's a huge self-insert. We don't need to talk about the new series. If you want to know about that, I have a whole thing of that on my channel. We can avoid that. But the original stuff was all Anne Rice and her husband and her daughter. And then I think later her stupid son wrote himself in there. And freaking, I hate her son. Oh, Dream of Sandman. He was a self-insert.
Oh, yeah, that's very obvious, yes.
From freaking that jackass Neil Gaiman. Who I fucking dickhead.
Yeah, he was a dick, and he was a dick to Ali, so I will forever hate him as well. How dare he be a dick to you? Fuck him, and you were his biggest fan. Boo.
Dude, I was. I will forever show this.
Wow.
You know what's weird? I've had 2 people be like, "Is that Neil Gaiman's signature?" And I was like, "How the fuck?" Like, that
is kind of uncanny. Signatures? I know, yeah. When people know that. Oh, yeah, he is.
Yes, Ben. Neil Gaiman. Call him that to his face. Shame him. Shame him.
Don't turn into the kind of creator like him. If I ever, I mean, I'm going to do my best to not turn into him. But if I ever do, you all have the right to, I don't know, punch me in the face. Because fuck that shit.
Oh, Alan Moore? I would say the Joker, for sure, is Alan Moore's self-insert. Fucking psycho.
Okay. Oh, let's not get started on Alan Moore's scripting. Let's see. At one point, is something not a self-insert? That's an interesting question, because I think they're not necessarily with all writers, but most of the time there are characters where the writer puts a lot of themselves into, and and you've said this with the way I write, and I'm trying to a lot of the characters start out as well. No, it's not. No.
Okay, I was gonna say, don't feel weird about it. I just know you.
No, I'm not weird about it at all. No, exactly. It's because, well, it's a lot of. No, I think this is normal, because not as in it's a straight on self-insert, but as in the characters could be totally different background than you, different personality, but their struggles are struggles that you understand, and I think that's a good thing. I think you should write what you know, but not as in on the surface level, the dressing is exactly what happens. Like, I went to the grocery and I bought a tomato, but I got home and it was rotten, and that's your character journey. It's more like it's exaggerated in fantasy, and the core of the struggle, the emotional journey, and the moral questions are the same as what you've had to go through in real life. Like if you've had to deal with a difficult person, or you've been in a relationship with someone that was just like a stone wall, how do you break through that? Or if you have trouble connecting with people, you've had a dream that you can't attain, and these are things that I find easy to write into my story because I understand the underlying structure and that journey. So even though the characters don't look like me or act like me, I write those things, and I think that's good. And I think a lot of writers do that. But at the same time, there's experiences from observing different people that you should also incorporate into your characters. And so I don't know personally at what point does a character become not a self-insert. It's probably pretty blurry, but it's and I will say though that it doesn't really matter because there's definitely a gray area. I think, for example, even Guts is pretty blurry because I do think Mura inserted a lot of his experiences, and Guts' emotional state and his personality is probably similar to Mura in some ways. It's just Mura lives in modern Japan and he's not, a dark swordsman and everything, but he's been through all the shit and he's like trying to like make peace with all the shit he's been through. I think that's something Mura identifies with. So is that a self-insert or is that a fantasy version of him? Like, what is that line? I think it's blurry, but I don't think it honestly matters. What matters is the character engaging.
Well, and another thing is when you're writing a character, if it's not a self-insert, that you're aware of, what you're doing is you're creating a whole new person. And that person is going to have reactions and actions based on the things that they have experienced and their own beliefs and their own values. So, if you think about like, when you ask someone, say you give someone the trolley problem where you're like, oh, if you pull the thing on the trolley, either you kill the whole family or you kill your best friend. Which is it? Like, and you say, well, obviously I would choose this one. Someone else might make the other decision and have their own reasons for it. That's basically what you're doing when you create a distinct character. You're creating someone who makes their decisions based on their life and what has happened to them. And that's part of what I like what you've done, Renie, to make sure that all your characters are distinct. Because I mean, I don't feel like I need to do that because I work differently, but for what you've done where you've taken all of your characters and given them their Myers-Briggs personalities or whatever, so that you can check back and like make sure how they would react to certain things if you need to. I'm sure you don't do it the whole time, but like if you need to.
It's a good starting out point, I think.
Yeah, I think that was a really good idea.
Yeah, it's a good way to make sure they're different. So, which I would recommend that kind of stuff. That's useful as a writer's tool.
Yeah, because I know exactly how I would react in any given situation because it's me. But if I'm writing a character that's distinct from me, they've had a totally different upbringing in this world that I've created, and different things have happened to them that have shaped them who they are. So, people in the chat are like, Rorschach was right. That's right. Solo's like, Ozzy was right, but I like villains. Boo.
Elias sauce. Boo, when J. Jonah Jameson was Stan Lee. That's interesting. Huh.
Really?
Yeah,
I thought Stan Lee was Stan Lee.
Right. It would be funny if they had Stan Lee play Joe Jonah in the movies or something. He was too old.
Oh, I like the guy that they chose. Like, he was just ridiculous enough that
just neurotic and controlling enough.
Yeah, it didn't cross over to unbelievable. And then, like, a lot of people know this, but my favorite part of like him as a character ever is just in the movies. I don't even know if this happens in the comics because I've never read a single Spider-Man comic, but in the Tobey Maguire movie, where like he's like, where is he? Like, and he obviously knows, but he doesn't give him up, and he says, I don't know, it comes in the mail or whatever. I was like, oh, I love him now. What an awesome dude! Like, he freaking saved Toby's life. What a badass! Yeah. Rachel says
didn't
Dr.
watch it.
Manhattan was right. Dr. Manhattan was a whiny bitch.
I don't think everyone is a whiny bitch. You know, people are gonna hate me for saying this. Watchmen, I read Watchmen and it was good, but it didn't like blow my mind. And now I'm gonna have a million comic fans screaming at me, telling me I'm a fake nerd.
Look,
Sorry.
I've never even read it. I just watched the movie.
I had to read it for school. Believe it or not, I went to school for comics, but they actually didn't make us read. There's a lot of stuff they should have made us read that they didn't. That's the thing. It was like there was like we had to read Next Wave for this class and break down the coloring that Dave McKay did. And I'm like, there's a lot of this classics I read on my own, but then there's stuff like we didn't even have to read V for Vendetta, and I read that on my own, or we didn't have to read like famous superhero book runs at all, which is why I don't know anything about superhero comics, because they didn't make us read it.
Did they make you read Mouse?
No! I just bought it. I'm gonna read it. They didn't make us read Mouse. I know!
Like, you're going to college and they're like, we're not gonna read the famous one about the Holocaust.
Like, it's honestly, it was really frustrating. We spent a lot of time just okay, I have thoughts about art school. This is the problem with art school. They admit everybody who, and I'm not, they admit everybody, even some people that aren't quite ready to delve into like, well, let's learn how to make comics. Like, you need to learn to draw first, and you need some basics. And there was like 2 years of just, well, let's learn how to draw people that don't look janky, which I understand some people need to go through that, but maybe go through that before enrolling in a collegiate level course for comics, because comics are advanced enough and are a nuanced enough art form to have a collegiate level course, but we weren't doing it at that level for the first 2 years, and it was frustrating.
So you felt like you were held back because of all these people who had to catch up to you?
No, I didn't, because I did my own work and I was, improving my portfolio in my own time. But and a lot of other people were.
And you were drawing those cute little coffee comics?
I was. They're kind of lame, but I'm glad
I love those so much. I will buy that book.
What? Maybe. Oh, thank you. I'll reprint it. The thing with art school is they want your money, so they waste your time for 2 years doing all these basic courses that you don't either know a lot of people don't need, or that are, you're wasting time. They just want your money, and I don't like that about art school. So just being completely honest. Down goes Solo for 10. Thank you so much. Have you read Moore's run on Swamp Thing? If not, add it to your list. That and Fear Agent. All right. I will add that to my list.
Gonna be honest, I probably won't.
And I am trying.
I have no desire to read anything Alan Moore does now that I have seen his script.
Well,
nope.
I mean, I feel sympathy for his artist, but
no.
I can't
even do it.
Everybody, I have heard multiple times that his Swamp Thing run is good, so I've heard it from so many people. I will give it a shot. There you go.
Pass. But thank you, Solo. Thank you for the $10.
I'll add it to a long list of things that I have to read. Let's see. I have I read a bunch of Daredevil because Vaughn pestered me into reading it. It was just interesting. It was actually, I learned a lot about because it's older superhero work, and I never read anything like that. I moved to America and I started reading stuff that came out in the 2010s, and I was like, this is okay, but I don't know. But then
I don't think I've ever read a superhero comic in my life.
Well, that was almost me until that was me until college, because we didn't get any of that in Taiwan at all.
Unless you count Perfect 10, Genuine Comics Perfect 10, because and the only reason that I read that was because I did the voice of 10. And I was like, I should probably know something about this character.
Makes sense.
So that I know what to do. And so I did. And I have a standee and everything, so that when I do a convention, I can set it up and be like, I'm Ali, the voice of 10.
Oh, fancy. Perfect 10's a
great
book, by the way. You guys should all go check it out.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure
Genuine Dave is always coming out with like all these cool books, and he sent me like I only bought the book, but he sent me all sorts of crap. I was like, what is this? And and he has really interesting characters too, and clever names. I like him.
Dave
Plus,
is
he's nice.
he's a very nice guy. Yeah. You've never read Spawn? I read like a chapter of Spawn.
I've
So
never
let's see,
read
what have I read? What happened was there was a comic store, it was a bookstore with a lot of comics near SCAD when I first, when I got to college, and I just walked in and started picking up stuff that looked interesting. And the stuff that interested me was stuff like Sin City and a lot of Frank Miller's work. So I read 300, Sin City, I have read those, and I read a bunch of Witchblade because I'm like, ooh, this looks cool. It's like a hot chick with like all kinds of like stabby things growing over her. Cool. And that it was like anime but drawn in American style. And I like that kind of stuff because that's, I come from Asia. And those are the main things that I picked up of my own will and read, and no like classic superhero stuff like Spider-Man, but Witchblade is kind of superhero, kind of. So there you go. I do have Ronin. I haven't finished reading it. I got weirded out after the time jump. I'm like, what? I thought I was in like medieval Japan. What happened to it? I need to get back to it. Okay, Michael Turner. Yes, I love Michael Turner's art. So I'm very sad when he passed. Max Santiago for $2. Thank you very much. Cyberpunk story, Irene manifesting. I 100% want to get back to cyberpunk stories now because because now people are saying that they really like my old cyberpunk style. Come on. 1 second. Stabby. Yeah. Give me a moment.
I lost.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Okay? I'm sorry.
I lost my bookmark too. No, it's fine.
Okay.
I gotta go back to the bookmark now.
No, let me know. Let me catch up on chat.
Yeah, catch up on chat while I go find the bookmark again because I'm an idiot.
No, it's okay. Did you read Tokyo Ghost? No. Sad Sack was pretty good. No, I didn't read Tokyo Ghost. The Tokyo Ghost was by Sean Gordon Murphy, right? I did. So the only thing I read Sean's like indie stuff. So stuff like Off Road and Punk Rock Jesus. So I thought Punk Rock Jesus was pretty memorable. I don't tend to relate so much to like stories that revolve around religion, Western religion, just because I don't understand it. I'm nothing against it. I just don't understand it because I didn't grow up with it, right? But the story was memorable. It was interesting, like Clone Jesus and everything. But honestly, I've never read anything he did for publishers, like his mainstream work. I just like download the pages he posts because his art is good. So there you go.
Maybe human. I didn't have a Biden moment. I just dropped my bookmark like an idiot. But I found it again.
Yay! Okay. Ali, that drawing you did last Sunday reminded me of Amani art. He does her final. I assume that's Final Fantasy video game series. Oh, Yoshitaka Amano.
I've never seen his Final Fantasy stuff, but I have the what do you call it? The Sandman that he did. I have that. And I did not vote for Biden, Billy. I don't want to make this political, but I didn't do that.
There you go. I think we're smarter than that. But yeah, let's not talk politics.
Although, hashtag till the 19th.
Yeah, do you think Ali voted for Biden, really? Ali? Come on.
Yeah, nobody voted for Biden.
Captain Bidco says back to lots of people. Oh no. Yeah, let's continue going through these comments.
Oh, because some weirdo was doing some weird stuff, so I blocked them. Yeah. Absolutely. I'll block a psycho. We did stopping when I should, right? When to stop. Or no, we were at avoiding self-inserts. When to stop. Stopping when I should. What do you
We
think?
went through that. Did we cover this last time?
I don't think so.
I think we
Did
did, but
we?
we can go over it again. We might have, but yeah, we can go over it again. Um, I think a lot of world building ties back to focusing on the story first, right? And I think if you're having trouble stopping, and that's something I ran into too, because naturally I think I'm more of a world builder, but I had to learn to be a writer, which being a world builder and being a writer are different. And it's one thing to make them a bunch of stuff and make it all fit together and create a cool world and fantasy technology and fantasy clothes and cultures. And I love doing that. I've been doing that since I was a kid. But building it around a narrative and a character journey, which is what story actually is a different animal. So you can have a lot of fun world building, but you have to think about, is this for a game or is it for a story? Is it for a comic? Is it for a novel? All of these things matter. Or is it for a movie, et cetera, et cetera. And within that's your confines. Like if it's a game, the your world building should be led and confined and led both by the idea that your final product is going to be a game. So you want to make things fun and interesting, and whatever the game is about, the world has to bring that to the forefront, if that makes sense. And for example, if your world is, I don't know, if the theme of, but if you're writing a comic, for example, and your comics theme is about, let's say, I don't know, it's coming of age story, then it would be better if your world was built around that idea, where coming of age there's a rite of passage towards that, and it's like a special rite of passage, and your character is struggling with it, and the whole world has there's like different challenges in the world to make this coming of rite passage come to the forefront, and the character is the world is working with the character to tell a story, if that makes sense. So I think that is a good way of thinking to know when to stop, because when your world building stops supporting your story, then it's extraneous work. You don't have to do extra work. It's like poetry and rhyme.
Also, I would say too, you have to recognize the law of diminishing returns. So, world building, like anything really, art, whatever, it can suffer from that. So, at a certain point, additional, like too much world building can have diminishing benefits in terms of enhancing your story, where you've reached this point that it's not going to give you anything else. It's not adding anything else to your story. And you're going, if you find yourself going on and on about the countryside and nothing's happening in your story for pages and pages, yeah, you're done. Stop. Often my thing isn't so much I have a problem knowing when to stop world building. I have a problem knowing when to stop researching.
Right. Well, I have that problem too, but I have done very little to remedy that, because I'll go on a binge reading Wikipedia and then just like continue doing that for half a day, and I won't get any work done. But I don't think that's so much a problem as there's a difference between, well, if you build something in the world, and I actually think it's not a bad thing to have the world fleshed out outside of what you'll see in the story. That's probably good, because you never know what the characters might come into contact with within the world. You have a set path in your story, and here's the way I would visualize it, or I try to visualize it. So the characters are going on a path, and what you need to build, and the only thing you really need to build, are you have a set path for your characters, and wherever it goes, everything around it, like imagine it like they're going through a wilderness, and all the trees and stuff. You want to render that out so it's believable, and if it's out of sight, the further away it is, the more blurry it can be. Like the mountains that are far away from the character's path, those don't matter as much, and they're completely across the horizon. You can't see them. You don't have to build that, but I don't think there's anything wrong with thinking about that, as long as you don't get hung up on it and you don't go on giant tangents in your actual story writing about the things over the hill that weren't related to the original set character path, because that's one of my main gripes with the Song of Ice and Fire series. It's like we've gone off to like 50 miles that way when the original character path was here, and we had a lot of fun branching off, and I liked exploring the side characters. Now we're in fucking Narnia, and there's like the characters have nothing to do with the main story, and I just want to go back to the main story that the story started out with, and it's fucking annoying. So don't do that. Oh my god, do we hear that radio noise? That's kind of, I don't know what happened. Anyways, I think my headphones crapped out because I was ranting too much, but that's the way I would envision it.
I can hear you.
Okay. No, my headphones started doing this like radio noise. I'm being hacked. Oh no.
Are you being hacked?
No, I'm good. It's just my headphones being weird. Being had a mini stroke. It happens. I mean, I am a little stupid, so. Oh, Maromi heard it too. See, I'm not alone. No. The aliens are contacting me. Some settings are so iconic that they characterize themselves. For example, Gotham City has such a specific atmosphere that it's a place where Superman cannot operate, but Batman can. I like that. So we have done a show on environment design, and I would highly recommend everybody go check that out. And we probably should do another show on that because I love environment design, and not just in a writing and world building sense, but visually speaking. Actually, let me show you guys. You guys want to see some art? You guys want to see some drawing that I did today?
You know they do. Curios is saying comics are harder to write than a novel because you have to tell a story with a smaller word count. In a certain sense, but also that just means you have to rely on your artist quite a bit. And what that means is that you have to make sure that you are describing things adequately to your artist, and you have a very good communications pipeline for your artist. For Egg Beater, when I just translating the script from a movie script to a comic script, there was a lot of stuff that I did have to cut out just because it's easier to do that in a movie. Because you can say like, oh, the camera pans around and sees all this stuff. But in the comic, I had to cut all that out and like make things very specific. Be like, this happens here, you know, and make sure that my artist knew what I was talking about. So it's just different. You're using fewer words, yes. But if you have a good artist, it'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. Speaking of art.
No,
goodbye.
No, I'm just. You're still.
I know. I know.
I would never kick Ali. Here you go. And turn the light on.
She would never kick me, and I'd curse her.
There you go, Ali. Here you go. This is what I drew today. Actually, I've had this pencil sketch forever. House. Yeah, it's actually pretty tall. It's like 4 stories tall, but see the door. It's like, but it was weird. Yeah, it was like such a struggle with this. It is cute. It was kind of a struggle though. I've done like 3 iterations of this house, and this is the one I think I'm going with because this is going to be in chapter 3. And if you can't, I'm not quite done rendering it, but it's like I had so many different. I went through so many different iterations of it. Like I wanted it to be on an island in a pond or something in the woods, but then I couldn't quite figure out, like, I think that's been done before. I want to do this. So this is a shaman's hermitage. This is Thalfren, and you see a little bit of it in 2.5, but you're going to see more of it in chapter 3. So it's this like hideaway in the forest that these master shamans live in, and it's supposed to be like this little magical getaway, but kind of customized to shamans in my world. It's almost like a little witch's house in the woods, except different because my world has shamans. So what I have here is it's these 2 waterfalls on either side of this rock, and it forms this. It kind of goes around this little pond, and there's another point by which the 2 streams join, probably like around here or here, and the river keeps flowing off screen. But I thought it would be really cool because I wanted a house to be in an isolated space and be surrounded by water. So this whole area is like where the house is built on, and behind the house, you can't see it here, but there's actually like a shrine built into the rock. So, I'm super excited to draw it because it's like, it's in the rock, and there's like all these wooden statues carved inside this natural cave. And the cave probably has water running down the sides as well, because the waterfall probably the water from the river probably gorged through the rock. So the rock is probably porous, and there's internal water.
Are you letting the days go by?
Wait, what do you mean? What are you talking?
Are you letting the
What?
water hold you down?
I don't know this reference.
The days go by, water flowing underground into the blue
Okay,
again.
I don't know this reference. Maybe here
the chat will know. It's okay, the chat will know. Yes, ma'am.
I don't know these references. Maybe Human said this is my Barbie house. Well, I like designing environments, so this is actually really hard. So let me show you what was difficult. It's so the house is all stacked. So every floor, right up to about here, is the second floor, and the third floor starts here. But each floor is not just a rectangle. You know what I mean? Because the house shape is so weird on the outside, and the exterior walls are like slanted, which is not like ideal, I'm sure, if you ask an architecture, but I wanted it to look cool. So what the fuck?
Wait, under those rocks and stones, is there water underground?
Probably, yeah. Probably
into the blue
like...
again.
Oh my God.
Once in a lifetime. I'm so sorry. You said the water's flowing, and it just reminded me of this song.
I don't know the song.
The chat knows the song. That doesn't matter if you know the song. Oh, I love you. You're fine.
Anyway, there's my healthy house drawing. Thank you.
I have art too, actually, I can show. And it's rotting crown art.
Ooh.
Do you want to see?
Okay.
You can sing a song. I'm not picking on her.
I'm used to it. It's fine. No, Ali is only lightly picking on me. I don't mind.
I'm not picking on her. Check this out, chat. I've finally got art I can share too.
Let's see.
There we go.
Oh, Jonathan, good night. Thanks for joining us.
Good night.
Have a wonderful weekend. Ooh, all right. Who's that?
This is my pseudo undead wizard guy.
Oh.
And he's actually like got very dark skin, but the way that he's drawn him in here, I think, is just because he's drawn all my characters with like no skin tone, because I told him to do black and white. And also I'm having him fix the belt buckle because he wouldn't like having a skull on his belt buckle, but I can still show it. This is a Rimdelvier, my wizard, made of baby paste.
I thought you had a previous art piece of him.
I do have another art piece of him, but this is the art that I'm having made where it's all of my characters by the same artist so that they all look uniform.
That makes sense.
Maromi, the vomit eater.
Right. Isn't he the guy that has a thing where he has to consume all the skin cells and hair and vomit that he sheds, and
he has a very interesting compulsion where he's terrified that pieces of himself will go into the world and corrupt it, because he's literally made of death. Like, he's the only product of necromancy ever in the world. It's the only, or it's the most evil form of magic to him. And when he discovers that, that's when he decides, no, it's supposed to actually be drawn to look like Peter Steele. If the chat knows who that is, you can see he's got the chin. My artist is South African, and you can find him, I forget his Twitter handle. It's like kill something. Hold on.
Yeah, find it so we can all follow him. This looks very different than the previous piece you posted. He looks younger.
I know the previous piece was nice, but it wasn't what I really wanted.
Are you gonna get these colored?
No.
Okay.
These are all just supposed to be Okay, kill box. Kill
Okay.
underscore box 83. That is my artist. Like I said, he's from South Africa. He's very cool. He's doing the whole series of all of my main characters for the Rotting Crown. And so far he's done 6 of them, and there's 3 more that I'm hoping that he'll do for me, so that I have a whole thing where I can put it on my website, like how you have yours, where it's got all of your characters in a brief little blurb. That's what I want to do, except I want it to be like this. So yeah, this is Rimdelvier, my wizard, but without the belt buckle. Ignore that.
Yes.
He doesn't like it. I am having him change it. He just hasn't changed it yet.
You're
But I was excited
wizard
that I had something to show.
that's manipulating everything from the shadows.
Yes.
Yeah, excited for.
He's a bad
that.
person, but he's doing bad things because he believes that the end justifies the means.
I think those are the types of villains that I prefer, or that I like to write. When I finally get to my antagonist for Fiendish, that's going to be exactly the type of antagonist that they will be, but I'm not there yet. I worry a lot that people are like, why aren't you getting to the my light is making me look like a ghost. Getting to the damn point, but trust me, it's a long form story, so there's a reason that the antagonist hasn't been revealed yet, but everything will come together. I'm not wasting any time. But you'll in chapter 3 we'll see. I don't think we'll see the main antagonist, but one of the henchmen. Yeah. So, anyways, looking forward to that. Now I want to show my website with the characters.
On there.
There we go.
There's
I do like the background here.
Yeah. It just wasn't what I wanted. And then I was like, crap, I'm going to have to make every single character in that style now if I want to do that. And I didn't want to. It's really nice art, though. This one
isn't this Dawn?
Dawn draws. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I can recognize this style. Cool. Yeah.
Snafu
cool.
says, I'm the lady on the Bloody Kisses cover. Sure.
Bloody Kisses. I don't know. I sure will get back to
or the band's name Typo Negative. And no Solo. I was too young to see Typo Negative.
No, I have
another
to show
Esom. Wait. Captain Bipto says another Esom. What, just because he's black? I've had this character, and he's actually not he's not a black man, okay? Rimdelvier is like a black and indigo because he's got all these like fucking blue scars and shit all over him, all right?
Oh, that's
and
interesting.
He's like ebony, all right? He's not even African American. In my world, Peril, there's no America, so stop it.
I know, I do. It does irk me when it's real world politics start affecting fantasy, and I think we're both trying to create fantasy that doesn't reflect real world politics. It has nothing to do with real world politics, but people think that, well, if you have a character that's a certain something, like it's, for example, female characters have been written so badly in Hollywood. If I talk about, well, I want to make my female characters, I want to give them like really strong character arcs, and I'm super excited to write Ragna because I gave her an awesome arc and she's really strong and she's powerful. And then people think that I'm talking about the same kind of shit female characters that Hollywood puts out, except I'm not. I'm going to do it the right way. And that goes the same for like all the other token characters that Hollywood does. Not that I'm talking about Isom, but just in specifically because Hollywood uses, and the mainstream, right, uses female characters and minorities in such a way that they're basically just their tokens. And if you're doing fantasy, any character that is a minority or a female character, people think, oh, you're doing the same thing. I hate that. It's annoying. And yeah, it has nothing to do with the real world. We're creating fantasy.
But now I'm confused. People are saying that comment was for you.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense. Isolated storytelling, not getting to the point. I wouldn't say that. I read
Uh,
one, I haven't read two, so I don't know. And I don't like
I
I
did
don't like
read one, and I did a review of it, kind of.
okay.
My review was basically that it was very obvious that it was not written by a writer.
Oh. I
Um,
thought it was fine. I
but
could
we
see
can
what he was
do.
building. I could see what he was building up to, but I also refrain personally. I refrain from critiquing other creators' work.
I know you do, because you're a
Yeah.
sweetheart. Okay, here, I'll say this. The one person in real life that I know that bought the book, like on their own, he was a fan and he bought the book. He waited till it was on sale for $5, but he did buy it. He said, and I can quote exactly what he said. He said, "It was okay. I can tell that he's building up to something else, and it's just a beginning." That's what
Yeah.
a real person who was a fan and bought it because he was a fan.
Yeah. And you know that I think that's fine. Um
Buy what you want, everybody.
yeah. I think that what um I am doing something similar, but I don't know if people are unhappy with it, I can't control it. But I think there's value to taking your time to establish the world and the characters, and I've put a lot of thought into the character arcs and the characters. Things are happening in the story. It's just there's a lot to establish. So chapter 1 and 2 were establishment stories, and with chapter 1 of Fiendish, I do completely admit I could have put more in the story, but I was trying to figure out the pacing at that point. And with Fiendish 2, that was if I could start over, I would have just done 1 and 2 in one book, because now I realize I could have paced it differently and just mashed it all together. But with 2, that was 1 and 2 was a setup, and in 3 we start getting to the antagonist. Actually we get hints to what they are, and that's the meat of the story. But because it's a whole fantasy world, there's a lot to set up. So some stories are like that. Maybe it's because I come from manga, and manga kind of takes its time with a lot of things, and I understand if people find that irritating, but all I can do is promise that I have a plan and this is going somewhere.
Right. Somebody said, "How
Good
was the
day,
art?"
hello.
It was definitely one of the comics ever made.
Is what?
Are you show off your characters now? Somebody said, "How was the art in ESOM?" So I said it was definitely one of the comics ever made.
It was fine. So
Dean is here.
someone
Hello,
kind of
Dean.
needs to be
Were you gonna show off
someone
your
kind of needs
characters?
to
Is
be
that what you were doing?
Yes, I was, and then we all got distracted.
Yeah.
Talking about stuff that I don't really like to do. I refrain from talking about other creators stuff, especially I'm fine with talking about mainstream stuff, but especially in the indie space, I'm big on, I know not everybody is the same, but I'm big on uh we're here to support each other, and critique should be given privately. But that's for me. I don't care what other people do. Anyways, hello, Dean. I see you in chat. So my characters, you should check out my website, by the way, fiendishcomic.com. If you haven't yet, take a look. Let's go. Read the comic. I have like a whole preview that's for free. But if you go to the about section, look, about characters. Dun dun dun. Down goes slow, just help each other. Exactly. That's all I want to do. That's all I want to do, and that's what this whole channel has been. A rising
Yeah,
tide
and
lifts all boats, everybody.
when I've got all of my characters done, will you help me do this?
Of
But on my
course.
website.
Yeah.
Because right
So
now, I did probably the dumbest thing I possibly could. I put everything into like a Word document, and you click on it, and a Word document pops up. Because I couldn't be like bothered to do it because I hate making websites. It's the fucking worst.
I kind of
Help
love
me.
it. I love doing this. I will
Oh,
help
good.
you. But this is
Yay.
tons of fun. Actually, let me show you. I don't know if I can. I have another website. I have a bunch of websites. I have reniedraws.com. That's my main portfolio site, and I also have HellionArts.com website that it's kind of just a landing page, but I bought the URL just so I'd have it and nobody would take it. So here you go, and it just links to
I
Fiendish.
noticed that you did that.
Yeah, it's that's a smart thing to do, everybody. If you have a company, buy the URL, or if you have like a name you use often, just buy it. It's like $10 a year or something, and just have it so nobody else is gonna take it. But also, I have. Oh, can I show this? Because I know my page has some boobs. Okay, here. This is my main website, and I have this kind of gallery. Well, I can't scroll down too much because there's not suitable for work stuff on here. But I actually just built these with Adobe. If you have an Adobe account, or if you subscribe to like Photoshop, right? I know you likely wouldn't, but a lot of artists pay for Photoshop.
I'm not gonna pay for Adobe. I'm a pirate.
Even as much as I don't like the fact that they're doing this, oh, like you don't actually own it. I understand. I don't like it, but I'm just pointing out a tip that if you do subscribe to Adobe and pay for Photoshop, your Photoshop account, your Adobe account comes with 5 free websites. So use that. Adobe Portfolio. Go to your Adobe account on adobe.com and you can just build 5 free sites like this. And before I switched to this service for the Fiendish website, I just had a free site on my Adobe Portfolio account, and I just bought the URL and masked it over so nobody knows it's Adobe. I just pay like $10 a year for the URL. But this site, because I wanted to integrate a shop, and Adobe doesn't let you do that. It's anything that isn't monetized. You can have galleries, but you can't have like a shop. So because I wanted that and I wanted a blog and all this other stuff, I switched to this service, which is a lot more detailed. So if you go here, I have like a whole shop and everything and all kinds of awesome merch that you should definitely
was saying
check out.
Hellion Arts specific merch.
I do have some of that on.
You need more Hellion Arts.
I do. I have Hellion Arts specific merch. But that's the conundrum, because I mostly promote this website because Fiendish is my main thing, and well, I have other stuff, but mostly what I care about is people buying Fiendish books, and I'd like people to buy the Fiendish merch as well. But I do also have a store. So if you go to my website, reniedraws.com, I have a bunch of other shops. So Society 6, I have a Redbubble, and I have a Gumroad as well. That's what digital downloads are. So I've been doing this shit for a real long time, and here is the store that you'll hit if you click through there. So just go to reniedraws.com and go to stores. I can also just link the URL. There you go. But I have other stuff. I have prints.
Maybe Human says 100 ALI pirate. Yeah, take what you can, give nothing back. Yeah, and Hyrule Guy says, back Berserk now. Everybody go back Berserk.
Yes, back Berserk now. But here's some old stuff I actually just put up. This is like a really old piece.
I love that. Why aren't you just doing that all the time? Ugh.
Because nobody wanted it. So, and I had to pay the bills, so I started drawing YA stuff for Marvel.
Well, bills, gay.
Okay, well, I didn't have anyone else paying them for me. I had to fucking feed myself. So, listen, I'm not happy about it, but it's all.
But it's so cool. Experience. That's my favorite stuff that you've done now.
Thanks. That feels great. It feels great when the stuff you were drawing when you were 18 is like someone's like, that's so much better than the stuff you're doing now.
I never said that. I didn't say it was better.
No, I do.
I like it. It's freaking great.
I do miss drawing like this. That's why I've been going back to the sci-fi stuff. And I have hoodies and hold on, I have some like
Renie, will you be making other stories than Fiendish?
I am certainly thinking of it, yeah. Though Fiendish,
I was gonna say maybe you haven't even thought about it because Fiendish is gonna last you like the next 10 years.
No, I have thought of it. Here you go. This is what I was trying to get to. I do have like patches. I have a hat as well, so you can go to the store if you want Hellion Arts merch. But I have thought of yeah, there's this old like cyberpunk style I used to draw, and I just love drawing it because actually I was like a sci-fi person in college and high school, and never would have thought at the time that I would do fantasy. But so there's like, oh, do I have the piece? Did I send it out already? I'm not sure. But if you go on my old DeviantArt, you can see a bunch of old sci-fi drawings. Actually, let me just pull that up because why not? Let's just look at my old shit now.
while you're doing that, Solo's saying, do you have any old originals up for grabs?
No. I do have a what am I doing? I have an old sketchbook. Which I'm not
What
gonna
am
sell the
I
sketchbook.
doing?
I'm not gonna
And
sell the sketchbook.
Sevinalia is saying you have Lovecraftian influences in Fiendish. If by that you mean lots of tentacles.
I do.
Is that Lovecraftian, or is that just because you're Asian?
What it is a little Lovecraftian. I am a fan of Lovecraft. I haven't read everything by him, but it
Solo
is
wants a large print hoodie of the Hellion Arts thing.
Okay, sure, I can make that. But check this out. So I went to, I have tons of these sketchbooks. So you guys seen the giant tome of a sketchbook that I just showed you guys earlier? I've been keeping sketchbooks like this since I was 13. So I have my parents' house has like a giant storage bin full of them. But there's here's some of like old work from college. I actually modeled this in 3D. But I'm trying to.
I remember that. You showed us that. Renie,
yeah,
I remember.
Yay!
It
Thank
looks really
you.
cool.
I'm trying to. I swear, I'm not going to take up too much time, but I just want to show you guys some sci-fi stuff because the answer is I do. Huh?
I don't think anyone's gonna complain.
Okay. All right.
Oh my gosh, you have definitely gotten better since then.
The proportions are all like janky and stuff. You can see how. I think.
I mean, it's
like,
good, but it's not as good as you are now.
Interesting. Yeah, I could. I know the anatomy is all wrong, but what I miss is I'm trying to. Because I did draw some fantasy stuff. It was mostly sci-fi, and it was like the design though was so unbridled. And I remember the not give a shit I had because I was fucking 18 and 19, and it was like I'm just gonna make shit look cool, and I wasn't worried about kind of like just making everything perfect and clean and making things make sense so much. And that does actually really matter. That's what's attractive, and you want that kind of raw energy in your art. And I've been on like straight up a journey to find that again. So I want to combine the structure that I've learned over the years. Because look at this, the structure.
Oh my god!
Well, but I know. It's not a penis. It's a belt. It's not a penis. It's a belt. There you go. It's a belt. I know. But the design for this, the design is like cool because it's not that funny, Allie. The design was like, I wasn't thinking about what would actually work. I just want to make something that looks awesome. So I want to get back to that point. It's not that funny. Okay. I killed Allie. Here's a monkey. Which I actually
That's what
this stream has been completely derailed. So, anyways, here's like a kind of sci-fi monkey king that I drew. There you go. Here's some sci-fi stuff. But this stuff was so much fun to draw. And I would like to do a cyberpunk story. Yes. It'll be in like 15 years because Fiendish is going to take up my whole life until I'm probably like 45. But in the meantime, I will write the cyberpunk story and Allie will laugh at me because I'll put belts in awkward positions. All right, let's get back to the stream, guys. This is sufficiently awkward. She's wiping tears in the Oh my god.
The chat is making it worse.
It wasn't belt. I fucking zoomed in on it because I'm shameless. I don't give a shit. Ellie's dying. I don't give a shit. I don't care. What's funny is like you don't even understand how actually innocent I was at like 18, and everybody thinks I was being dirty, but I swear I wasn't.
Oh no. Chat is not helping anything. That belt is hung like right. Oh my god. my god.
Okay, I can give you a moment. I can give you some time.
Wait, what's Jake's thing? Is Cardinal? That's like a Cardinal belt. Has Ellie had half a beer again? I haven't even had any of a beer. Snafu wants a poster of the dick belt.
I'll zoom in on the dick belt and I'll just make a poster of that. I'm glad that Allie is just entertained. All right. So, anyways, I'm gonna read some super chat. Thanks to Diego for $2. Thank you very much. Cyberpunk story, Irene manifesting.
Cyberpunk hentai. Renie.
Is there a story to the Fayella character?
It's a marital aid.
But also, like, what you guys all know that my comics, I don't really make like kids comics. Fiendish has tits and shit in it, so none of this is like shocking. Okay, I'm not a prude. I am not a prude at all.
It's just funny because it was like, and you're like, it's not a dick, Ellie. It's clear.
It wasn't. It wasn't. It was a belt. I zoomed in on it. I'll show it again. Would that help if I showed it? And you can actually examine this dick belt and judge for thyself.
Show me your dick again, Renie.
Not on stream, Allie. My God. Oh, how impudent. Max Santiago for 2. We all murdered Allie. Is there a story to the Fayella character? No, I just wanted to paint something cool.
I can't breathe.
Thank you very much for your super chat.
Make the belt a perk.
Well, you know, that's me. Ooh. Just showing all kinds of stuff that I shouldn't. Down goes Solo for 20. Thank you very much. God, I just love this show. Thank you. I'm glad that my indiscretions at 18 could entertain you this much.
Yeah, show it again.
Yeah, should I? Let's derail this even more. Everyone has seen this. You can just scroll back. But yeah, no, I want to get back to that style. I'm excited too. I think while I'm working on I'll just draw some of this sci-fi stuff on the side. All right, that's the end of that. Oh, do we have any more?
The character's name the dog.
No, it wasn't even a character. It's
Rumble says it's nothing. She just made a belt out of walrus penises. Look at Rummy's comment. I'm so sorry.
I didn't know Allie was this entertained by penis humor. I had no idea. I really didn't know. I've talked about going to the penis museum in Iceland. I've talked about having a schlong bottle opener. This has never happened to her. It's never been this bad. I don't know what happened, but that dick belt broke her. I apologize. I'm so sorry. You know what? I'm gonna embrace it. Max Santiago for 2, a belt named Dick. Here's what we're gonna do. For my next campaign, for the next stretch goal, if the Fiendish 2.5 exceeds 30,000, which is the highest stretch goal, I will make a mini comic like how Narwhal has a little tiny mini comic with a hotel story that's super cute, and it'll be a standalone story about dick belts, and it'll be everybody's reward. I'm here to give the audience what they want. I'm shocked we actually haven't lost any viewers throughout all this. Thank you guys for sticking around. My God. And Michael Rushford has gladly volunteered to draw it. I'm just kidding. You don't have to do that. I'll draw it. That's just what I do, Jason.
And
That's
now
just what I do. That's what you do. You know, you have to have the self-confidence, just like slap your balls and dick out on stream and just be like, what? Ain't no big deal. That's what I do around here, bro.
Every time
Michael does what he
calming down.
Everybody bet Phoenix 2.5. If we get past 30,000, then I don't know, like 32 or something. Well, I will have an exclusive Dick Belt mini comic just for you. Thank you.
I just put my glasses on.
Okay. So, how are you doing, Allie?
Okay.
Because, you know, I don't know where those stories are coming from. Clueless and pure are different. I'm clueless. I've never said I'm pure. I'm not. I'm not. I am very clueless, though. And down goes Solo. How likely is that anthology love to contribute? What anthology? Which one are you talking about? Did I miss something? Anthology?
Are you talking about my anthology? Because I've been trying to get an anthology of short stories done, but nobody was. Of course it is. Are you serious?
Yay! I didn't even know I was funny.
Doy.
Oh. Right, anthology. You're doing an anthology? You are?
I mean, I have said that I wanted to.
Oh. Or are you? I don't know if Yango Soul is talking about your thing or like the fiendish trade paperback that I've been talking about. What?
I just had a terrible idea, and I shouldn't say it, but I have to now.
You have to say it now. Yeah, you can't.
I know, but I don't. I shouldn't. Oh God, you're gonna be so mad at me.
Okay, it's fine.
There are all sorts of places that like print custom condoms. You could put the belt dog on the condom wrapper.
Oh my God. What if I just did a fucking whole ass joke campaign and included like a mini comic featuring Dick Belt and had like, condom as an add-on, and that made bank? Like nobody except the 75 people watching now would know what the fuck it's about, but by God, it'll look good. I'm gonna render that Dick Belt. It's gonna look beautiful. I will put my heart and soul into it.
You could do a crossover cover with Carnal.
Yes. Guys, I think this is happening. Dick Belt Carnal crossover. I'm so glad that an IP has been suddenly birthed out of my shitty old drawing.
Simply Green says Shane has one. Well, Shane's one is gonna be stupid in comparison to Dick Belt.
I'm gonna make it beautifully illustrated and wonderful.
Yeah,
it's gonna be so great.
It's gonna be the kind of condom where you're like, I don't even want to open this.
You don't want to tear the packaging because it'll be the most amazing thing. Down the Silla, let us know what anthology you were talking about, so I can elaborate. But hold on, just indulge me.
So he can't believe that this is sober Allie, dude.
Little did you know, last time she was giggling on stream, she wasn't even drunk. It's just how she is.
I'm just a dumbass.
You're not a dumbass. You're adorable and cheerful and full of mirth.
Dick Belt is a single item utility belt.
Isn't that technically just all schlongs? I used to love drawing this kind of stuff. Look, this was fun.
That's so cool, Renie.
This shit makes no sense because, like, I did no research on planes. I'm just like, let me draw some shit. A lot of shit. This is not aerodynamic at all. It's a shit design, but it looks cool. By God, it looks cool. And also,
the rule of cool is real.
Yeah, really. I think that's essentially it. Oh, look, here's another oddly placed belt. I think it's just a problem that I used to have.
Yeah, but that's on a woman, and it doesn't look so much like a wiener.
It wasn't like right in her crotch. But yeah, I had a lot of these.
You can have a whole book like "Where's Waldo? Where's Dick Belt?"
I'm gonna hide Dick Belts in every chapter of Fiendish, and I'll have a reward for anybody that can find it. Here we go.
Are you really?
I figured it out.
Are you really?
Is this a dare?
Kind of. The reward
I'll
has to
do
be
it.
over a certain amount just to bother a certain person.
And so I will. It'll be. Would it be a financial reward though? It'll be like original art or something. I'd rather do
Oh,
that.
okay.
That's
Original
I
art
think
that's worth more than a certain amount.
that's more heartfelt too. I like doing that. It's better
Steampunk
than
would
just
be
paying
cool.
someone.
Yeah, you should do steampunk. If I could, I would hire you to do my sci-fi novel.
Yeah, no, I'd love to go back to sci-fi and steampunk.
To do the
I like.
cover of my sci-fi.
Oh yeah, I'll do that. Yeah. I'm trying for a cover. Yes, Allie, I shall. But anyhow, okay, enough of
Really?
my old work. Yes, of
I'll
course.
spend the next like 20 years of my life paying you on a payment plan, probably.
Oh, no, we'll work something out. I would love to do that. Agent Warlock for $2. Thank you so much. We're talking about dong and now stretch goals. Well,
His
yes, naturally.
his catchphrase. Michael says his catchphrase should be "How's it hanging?"
Thank you for the super chat. Chat, I love you guys. You guys are great. So many ideas.
Felt
Dinosaur
this
wants
ain't
the
no
original.
3D asset.
Oh no, I don't use that. Which I am shockingly, and I know people will disagree. I'm not against 3D assets. I think people should just be transparent. I'm not gonna use them though, but as
Either
long as you're transparent.
be transparent and change them a little bit more,
Because
please.
the thing is, it's actually very common in manga to just like trace photos or backgrounds. It's expedient. Sometimes you just need to get shit done, but just be transparent. I think it's fine
Well, it's
as long
kind
as
of
you're on it.
it's kind of like rotoscope, kind of.
A little bit, yeah. Rotoscope animation. Go.
But like you have to put some work into it. Come on. Sola says, "Did I get my Rotting Crown original cover?" I mean, yeah, I got it from Dean. He hasn't like given it to me yet. Like it's not in my hand, but like it's the one he made me. He hasn't sent it.
I said she's full of mirth. Mirth, Dean! Mirth! Oh my gosh. Why would you say that?
Oh, I'm tired now.
She tired herself out laughing at me.
Yeah. Like burned a bunch of calories. I don't even need to work out now.
And it was a good core workout. This
What's
is
your
every
view
time. Now
on
I
this?
know what to do. Just flash some dicks every time on stream. And Allie will get a workout.
Do you know what I just remembered? Are you gonna go to Vegas?
I don't know. Probably not at this point. I wanted to,
No.
but I got so much other shit going on. I'm going to Garden State Heroes. I'm doing the convention in Colombia in October. I'm busy as shit, and that's a lot of travel for this year. So unless a lot of people are going to Vegas and it's gonna be a whole meetup, then I'm kind of not planning on it. Because like that was the whole point. I want to meet people, right?
Right.
But I will be at Garden State and Heroes though. So
you said you went to a Wiener Museum in Iceland or whatever.
Yeah.
They have another one in Vegas.
Yeah, I know.
You know.
Oh, yes, I know. Of course I know.
How very Asian of you.
Of course, yeah. Listen, this is the Asian Penis Museum Sensing Powers. I was gonna grab a bunch of people and drag them there. Of course.
That would be the day I'd just stay in my hotel. Xeno3XL says, constant smiling Tucker's alley out. Yeah, even smiling makes my face ache.
It's a lot of work. I sympathize. Oh, Michael will be at Heroes this year. Yeah, awesome. All right, I was actually gonna ask you because you're not that far away from me, and I just always drive up to Heroes. So fantastic. I'm going to Heroes, and I'm going to Heroes because I love Heroes. Heroes is like just in Charlotte. You just drive up there from Atlanta, and it's a really good artist show. It's very art focused, which is what I like. So I don't know about like If you're going there for like, well, meeting celebrities, or like, there's a decent amount of long boss.
Are you
booths,
gonna
but it's
have
very
stuff to
art
sell?
focused. Yeah, of course. So 2.5 will be out by then. It's in the summer, and I'll try to have some con exclusives as usual. I have Phoenix 1, 2, and 2.5, all the mass market editions there. It's great. Oh my god, it feels so good to just have like a actual body of work now. I have like, I did a count of all the material. So 1, 2, and 2.5 together is like 150 pages. And so that's what I was thinking of putting together in a trade paperback. But of course, I'm going to do it after the backers on 2.5 get their books. But sometime later this year, I might be putting together something for mass market. So I'm super excited about that. Yeah, I'll be at Heroes in Charlotte and Garden State. Yay.
Michael's
When is
saying that
Heroes?
other Michael said the documentary Tim's Vermeer demonstrates that all Vermeer paintings were done with early optical image projection. Yeah, a lot of medieval Renaissance painters, they did that, like I forget what the box thing is called where they look into it and it projects it like upside down or backwards so that they could do that. Or they had projection where it would actually project it onto like the canvas or whatever, so they were essentially tracing. But that is actually super cool, and I'm okay with that. It was a very like smart advanced thing to do. And in the book and the movie, with Scarlett Johansson, I forget what it's called now, but they did a book about that. It might not be Vermeer though. It might be someone else. I can't remember. But that's super fascinating, and I think more artists should try doing that instead of doing AI stuff.
Interesting. Well, yeah, I would have to agree. Heroes is Father's Day weekend every year, precisely. So it's easy to remember. There you go. And Garden State is like 2 weeks before that. So, well, I didn't realize that at first, but I already have a table, so I'm gonna go.
Where is Heroes? Did you say that's in Jersey?
No, Garden State is in Jersey. And I went because Vaughn pestered me into going, and he got a table.
Oh, it already happened.
No, it hasn't.
Oh.
No, it's going to happen later this year.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Daniel says morning from South Africa. That's where my artist is. One of them.
Hello, Daniel. What's up?
He's always saying how his electricity is out and stuff.
Aw, that sucks.
Yeah, because they have to do fucking load sharing like California.
Right. Didn't they have like a water problem as well?
They have a lot of problems.
Yeah, I did. Well, yeah, amongst many problems. That sucks. I feel so bad for people who live in places like that.
Right?
Back Ali's books so she can support her artist. He needs it.
I haven't set up the Second Chance campaign yet, and when I do, once Red and Crown is done, I'm not gonna do it as a campaign. I'm gonna do it as pre-orders, because since it's a novel, a novel proper, I can easily do that. The cost of printing is much cheaper with a novel, so and it'll be all done. So I'll just do it as pre-orders instead of as a campaign. And then after pre-orders, obviously I'll have it in the store so people can just get them.
Yeah,
in case anyone's wondering, that's how Red and Crown will go.
Cool. I like that. That's kind of, I'm not like exactly doing pre-orders, but kind of. So I'm still going to be doing crowdfunding, but I'm essentially crowdfunding for like the shipping and printing costs, right? I'm not launching Phoenix 3 till I'm pretty much done with the work. And that's why I would rather wait for a while. I always, I'll still have a presence and I'll do streams and I'll be sharing my process on it. I'm not going to disappear, but I think it's important that when a campaign launches, the time between campaign launch to fulfillment is as short as possible. So that's my goal. And right now I can't, if I could just upfront all of the, technically you could pre-order as well, but it's just easier to keep the chain of continuity on Indiegogo if you already have a campaign going on there. So that's my plan for now on both on my comic and Indiegogo. So that's going to be for Fiendish 3. But yeah, people shouldn't have to wait that long for their campaigns.
Yeah, for Egg Beater, the second chance, I'm just going to do another crowdfunding page. But I'm not going to have any of the like big tiers that I had. That's all for the original backers. Sorry, friends.
Oh no. I like doing crowdfunding campaigns too, because effectively if I have like most of the work done, it's a pre-order. But I honestly I love offering all these extra incentives and the just the idea of offering something that's for early supporters, because if I do a pre-order, there's no real need to make it different than the mass market edition. It's just like, well, the book is going to come out, and so you're not funding it in a special way, and there's not as much meaning if I add all these like extra perks and campaign exclusive tchotchkes. But if you're doing a crowdfunding campaign, that you can add all these little trinkets that are only for backers, and I love doing that. It's actually fun for me, so I want to keep doing that.
And that that is fun, but also it gives me some stuff I can do on a stream because of the you did wood burning stuff for Fiendish, and I was also doing wood burning stuff for Egg Beater for a spoon and a coaster, and that way I have something that I can do on stream where I can be like, hey, this is the thing that you get, and do a whole draw stream or wood burning stream, so people can see, what I'm doing and everything. Pyrography.
That's not going to happen. The pyrography takes so long. So actually, the demon ones didn't take. The demon ones actually got really fast. I was finishing one of those in like an hour, but oh my god, I had to do 60 of those. So that was 60 hours of my life for Fiendish 1. And with the portraits, they take me like 2 or 3 hours, because human faces, you need to be more accurate and precise than when you're drawing an ugly demon. So the ones I did for Fiendish 2 took me way longer, and I'm like, I like doing it when it's that many. It takes a toll. So that's why I keep them rare. Even though I do like doing them, and I like having them on there. But yeah, I'll have more wood burning, but it'll be very limited going forward.
I can show you, if the people want to see, I can show some of the wood burning that I've done. My favorite one that I'm doing another box of, because I do boxes like with Celtic art on them. Tick Build got some wood to burn.
Oh, chat, I love you guys. You're giving me so many ideas. I will have wood burning with the Dick Belt campaign. This is awesome. So Ali is an artist. She can draw. She seldom reveals it, but she's actually very good.
I'm okay. I can do an art sometimes.
Well, you say that. I guess when it's your style, like, it looks really good. You have like this detailed Celtic style. It's great.
Thank you. I made that box, and then I'm making another one because people liked it so much. So this is the one that is like the new version of that box. But if you go back, I can show you more of it, because it's like a whole thing. Okay. So when you open it, it's supposed to be Little Mermaid themed. So I put like "Ready to Stand," like the lyrics from the song "Ready to Stand," and it's all soft and stuff inside with these like Celtic things. And then it's got a little drawer. This is the same box.
That is so nice.
With little fishies on it.
Oh,
this one's a little bit different than that one, because like you can see that part is different. But the lady I sold this box to, she was like mad. I was like, I told her the price, and she was like, oh, that's not enough. And then she gave me double, because she was like, that's not enough for what you made. And I was like, oh, okay, like, thank you.
Oh,
yeah, she was very
awesome.
nice.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, I love it when people value especially original art. That's great.
I made this little turtle.
That is so nice.
And then each side has these little fishies.
Ali is full of surprises. Yes, she is.
and then I sold it, and then I was like, I'm gonna make another one because it was really fun. So this one is a little different, but it still has the ready to stand. It's like impossible to show because there we go. Okay. The mirror was making it impossible. Ready to stand, and like the little drawer, it doesn't have the stuff in it yet, but yeah, I do that, and then I've got this one that's not done yet, but I like this one. Renie might like it.
I do like that one. It's very
As
nice.
an Asian.
You know what I like? Well, it's all like I do like octopi. Octopi are cool as shit, dude. And that's a cool design.
And it's supposed to be Pirates of the Caribbean themed, so it says not all treasure is silver and gold.
Oh yeah. Oh, I like the little post on the side.
Yeah, I like the theme to not be super obvious, but like also to be obvious. So I've got a bunch of that. I made a gnome for Christmas and a bunch of snowflakes and snowmen and stuff. My snowman might be in here actually. Yeah. Here's my snowman. Little snowman ornaments for the tree.
Oh, you're right. I hadn't even thought of that. Well, probably I don't do Christmas trees, but wood burning would make good ornaments. Cute.
I've got a bunch of that kind of stuff that I was selling at craft fairs, but it's actually ridiculous. They've made the laws here so crazy about like selling at fairs where you have to have like business insurance and stuff. And I'm like, why can't I just pay my $10 booth fee? And they're like, oh, it's $100 now. And I was like, what? Like, what if I don't sell even $100 of stuff? Like, I'm just not even going to break even? Like, what? So I'm trying to probably change that. I'll probably just have to add stuff onto my Etsy account now.
Yeah.
A print for chapter 3. Dude, I'm not an artist.
Alan doesn't want to do it. She refuses. I wouldn't mind though.
I'm just not like I'm not an artist. When I do an art, it's really only something that like I don't know. I don't know if I can't even draw my own characters, okay? Like,
so I think what you mean is
the wild man piece I did. Oh my god.
Drawing something for did you lose something again? Drawing something for yourself is different than drawing something for commission, right? I think that's what you mean.
I can't. I just can't do it at all. So
I hope you didn't lose that piece because that's pretty important.
I think I might have lost it.
Well, I'm gonna get caught up with chat in the meantime. Down go solo for 10. Thank you very much. The roughs for that cover you sent me were so good. I kind of want another. Down go solo. You're too complimentary. Man, you need to keep me humble and stop complimenting me so much. But I'm glad you liked that piece. I might need one for follow-up murdered.
I did find sushi.
Yay! Okay, I send you a few bucks for that now. I am swamped with work. I just looked at my commission list. I'm like, oh my god, I have stuff that is due at the end of the month. I have stuff that was kind of due already, but like people hadn't hit me up. So I'm like, oh my god, I should have finished this last month, but you didn't say anything. Anyways, I almost never do that, but in this one single instance, I'm like, shit, I feel guilty. So I have a lot of work to finish. I am super booked through February. I'm drowning in work all through March. But if there's anything after that, I would love to take commissions because I need to make a living. But yes.
I can find the crappy one that I did the color test on.
Have I drawn much for yourself? Well, that's the problem. I spent so much time when I've been working on Fiendish 3 that I was like, I have so little time. I spent so much time working on Fiendish 3 that all my commissions got pushed back because of it. So now I need to focus on my commission. Sorry, Ali, I didn't mean to just like ignore you. Got too
you're fine. I'm a total retard. I literally I have some of the prints that I had made of the pencils.
Billy Power Max, sure.
I have the original The original.
Okay, you want me to full screen
And then I
you?
have the one I messed up on.
Why do you have
And
so
then I
many
have
versions?
my second original that I messed up on.
Holy shit!
But
I
I
can't
don't have
believe
the inked one.
I can't believe you redrew that so many times. Oh my god!
I know, isn't it disgusting?
It's not disgusting. It's just like you could have.
I don't know where the inked
Reproduce
one
it.
went.
So, Allie, we remember we talked about organization.
Yes, Mom.
It's weird because this isn't usually our roles, but I am very organized. You don't need to be. It's fine. Except when you
None
leave.
of us can tell you messed up, Allie. Well, I can.
Now you broadcasted it to the world. You'll find it's probably just under like a record or something.
I don't lay my records down flat. I would ruin them. But it's not between my records.
Did it drop like under some furniture or something? Okay. All right. I really hope you find it.
Stupid.
Michael says you are noticed those. I agree, those do look good. But I do understand drawing something you enjoy and something for commission is different. But you are an artist. Don't say you're not.
If someone asked me, "Hey Ellie, will you draw this blah 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 thing?" I'd be like, "No, but you should pay someone else." What is it? I spent a long time inking that. Am I gonna have to ink it again because I'm stupid and I misplaced it?
Okay. Well, I think we have come to a stopping point.
Have we? I'm so sorry. I'm terrible.
No, you're not. It's fine. I don't want to cut things off, but do we want to continue with the thread, or is that about it? I feel like we covered most of the questions, the pitfalls of world building and everything. So next time we're gonna talk about weapons. We'll talk about weapons again.
Something is wrong with me.
Right? You okay?
I don't know where it went.
Okay. You'll find it. The minute the stream ends, you'll find it.
I don't know, because remember, I lost the Sushi thing and I found it almost like a year later.
Okay. I'll help you find it.
If I don't find it until next year.
I'll help you find it. I'll go over and help turn your house.
You're coming here, aren't you? We're gonna watch together.
I'm going to Florida next week, so I'm
You're heading. Are you heading down here on the 1st?
I should be heading
or on the
down
31st.
No, it'll be the 2nd.
Allie is lost. She doesn't remember where she is anymore. Yep.
It should be the 2nd. We'll figure something out.
Yes, MegaCon, Michael.
Yeah.
No, not a slumber party.
I'm not gonna
meet and have lunch.
I'm just going to hang out with people I know, and I'm gonna meet up with Lofty and a bunch of other people that I know and have some fun. It'll be great. Yeah, I will watch out for gators. Thank you. But yeah, it's weird because I almost never go to conventions without having a table. But I think it'll still be fun because I just want to go like actually as an attendee and shop for comics, and I'll have some of my comics there as well to just, I don't know if people want to buy it, but I don't have an actual table. Oh, there we go. Not around next week. I'll be around, but I'm just not the weekend. I'll be out of town on the weekend.
Okay. So yeah, we had done stopping.
Mm-hmm.
Agent Zero said the second guessing that comes with this nagging negative part of me, which is always trying to compare to other works, trying to measure up, so to speak. So it's hard for people not to measure themselves against stuff that's really good, I think is what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
And I get that, but you just kind of have to not.
Yeah. I think it's hard not to do that, obviously. And I think everyone has that issue for a while. At least if you have any amount of self-reflection and you don't have a giant ego, you will compare yourself to other creators. But what I found is helpful is when you reach that point of just being very secure in your work and
Yes.
knowing that even if you're not going to be Shakespeare, which none of us likely are going to be. I mean, maybe somebody, not me, but it doesn't matter because you know what your story is about. You have everything worked out to the best of your abilities, and you're putting out something that you have put 100% into, and that's what matters. And I think that's the point that creators should strive for, and that's where the insecurity stops because you know you did your best.
Yeah, that's basically what I was gonna say is being secure in what you've written. And also you have to remember, like, not everyone can be, Tolkien, but not everyone should be either.
Yeah,
It's
it's
fine.
fine to not be Tolkien. Right.
You
Yeah, and
don't
I do.
you don't have
Yeah,
to.
that's a good point. I think there are a lot of different types of writers, and so many writers that have written things that are light entertainment or short novels and that didn't make giant epics. Everybody wants to be Shakespeare or Tolkien or be Miura, and as someone like I know I love Berserk, but I don't want to be Miura because that's no one can replace those writers. Not everybody needs to be them. The best thing you can do is to be the best creator, the best version. Like this sounds so cheesy, but it's true. Be the best version of yourself as a creator, and then your work will be genuine and it'll do better. As opposed to if you're trying to force yourself to create, for example, maybe your natural proclivities aren't to write, I don't know, like a science fiction epic like Ender's Game, but you're forcing yourself to do that because that was a hit or something. I don't know why that was like. But I was trying to think of something that I hadn't done, or like something like Song of Ice and Fire. But you're forcing yourself to do that because that's what's popular. That never works. Just do what's genuine to yourself.
Yep. Genuine is very important.
Yes.
Plus, like, it's hard to be anything else. You have to keep things, you have to memorize things, you have to, like, try. It's so much easier to just be yourself and be genuine.
Be
Be like
like
water,
water.
says Hyrule Guy.
Be like water. Rather...
Yeah. Not everyone needs to be that, big epic writer. It's fine to not be.
Mm-hmm.
And because partially, if you're trying to write something epic and it's just not you, it's gonna not come out great, maybe.
Exactly. Yeah. If it's not authentic to yourself, it won't be as good as something like if you forcing yourself to do an epic and that's not authentic to what you want, it's not gonna be good. Like just focus on what story do I want to tell? Ask yourself that's what matters way more than like you need to write an epic story to be successful. Just don't take that stuff out, like, and you're gonna be told that's the thing, and I was told stuff like that and I regret ever listening to that kind of stuff. But again, everything is a learning experience and it's good to have been told that, to made those mistakes. But I remember being in college, I always wanted to have my own comic. I wanted to find my own style, and back then, I think I've always had my own style that was pretty strong, but because I was told you should do whatever it takes, just get work and be a style chameleon. And that works for a lot of people, but that wasn't what I genuinely wanted, but I did it to pay the bills. And sure, I paid the bills, but I was miserable. I was straight up depressed for a while because it wasn't what I really wanted to do. And that's why I worked as hard as possible to be here right now. And that's just my anecdotal experience. But I think a lot of creators are like that. You're going to be happier. Your work is going to be better if you focus on what do I want to create, not what other people want, not what the market wants. Because guess what? Whatever is popular now, first of all, if you just chase whatever is popular, you're just going to be making something that is, well, you just be chasing trends. You're going to be one speck in a sea of many others that are similar, and you think you can have a chance of standing out. The only way you can stand out by doing something that is currently popular is if you also happen to genuinely really love that subject matter, right? For example, if Vikings are popular now, which they kind of are, I just happen to like Vikings, but I'm not chasing trends. I just also really like Vikings, so maybe that helps me. But if you just chase trends, if like mecha is popular now, you know nothing about mecha, you don't have any passion and love for it, but you're just making a mecha comic because that's what's popular, it's not going to be good. Just make something that's good, even if right now the hotness is mecha and everybody, the mecha shonen stories are like everywhere and all this stuff, and you feel like your wheelhouse is writing a comic about orca whales, and you're so passionate about that, fucking write your comic about orca whales. Don't give a shit what the trends are, because you're going to shine writing a comic about whales.
Yeah. I mean, there's a whole super successful kid series about a narwhal right now that's super adorable. Find your voice, quiet your ears. Yeah, Gopher had said a rose by any other name would not be as cool as a dick belt.
I need to make a dick belt emoji for the channel now.
Yeah, you do.
But I need more members. Please, I need more members. I'm out of emojis.
Rumble says, question, do you guys have one? Hey, I just got my first 10 members, by the way.
Congrats! Awesome.
I know.
What?
So if I get more, then I'll make a dick belt emoji too. Wait, no, I won't. I won't be able to because my kid made my emoji. So never mind, I won't do that. Okay, but I'll support Renie in her emoji creation because I don't know how to do that. Rumble said, do you guys have one IP you wish you had made? And I'm gonna say, yeah, I wish I'd made Harry Potter because it'd be better written and I'd be a gazillionaire.
What was the? I can't find it.
Do we have it? Yeah.
I don't know. There are certain IPs that I wish I wouldn't say I wish I'd made it, but I wish I could be like an editor or an advisor to help rein other creators in, because I have strong opinions about certain things, but I don't think there's anything.
Are you talking about Game of Thrones?
Yes, I am. But it's like, I would not write prose like George R. R. Martin. He's a good writer. He's a way better prose writer than me, but I'm just like, my gripes are elsewhere, and I'm like,
yeah, I liked the Hedge Knight. That was good.
He's very good. He just needs constraints. So I don't wish I wouldn't be able to make it, but I would like to advise for what it's worth.
He's a monster said, do you want to stand out from the crowd by yourself? There's never been a greater time in history. Yeah, for creators doing comics and even novels, that's actually a really good point and a problem, because the industry right now is really focused on not making things unique, but claiming that the things are unique by saying, oh, it's diverse. But if you look at all of these books and stories, they're all the same. And they are using weird commie tactics to do it. And I have huge beef about this. I'm probably going to go through the TikToks of it at some point because of sensitivity readers. I think sensitivity reader is just a fancy word for censorship. And a thing that a sensitivity reader is going to do is totally fucking neuter your book. And it's going to be like everything else. And it's going to be this gross, watered down, same as everything else thing. So make something unique. It's super easy right now because the industry is saturated with woke weirdos writing the same bullshit over and over again. That's like, oh, I'm a beautiful girl who doesn't know how beautiful she is, and she's in a love triangle with 2 werewolves or 2 fairies or 2 angels or 2 vampires. Like, it's all of them. And it's like,
she's so clumsy, but so good at hand-to-hand combat, and she's the chosen one all at once, but she just doesn't know how special she is.
She doesn't know that she's pretty. She thinks she's dumpy. Boo. What?
Right. That's a great point with how all this talk about diversity is shallow. It's a veneer. And I've been saying forever that all this diversity talk in the modern mainstream is bullshit because what they're creating isn't actually diversity. It's all just tokenized character. Not all of it, but a lot of it is. And remember in the early 2000s and 90s when there wasn't such an ideological purposeful push for diversity, it was more organic, it was way better. And it was in the back of people's minds because it's in America and it'll be weird if you create media that's set in America that isn't somewhat diverse just naturally, but it wasn't like this ideological thing. And the stories were better because the stories came first. And now the stories aren't coming first. The diversity and the like what we were talking about with the characters that are minorities or that are females, they're used as a shield for bad storytelling, and that's the actual problem. The problem isn't diversity. When they say, well, people like us who criticize all this diversity stuff, oh, we're just against diversity. That's not actually true. What we're against is bad storytelling and the fact that you're using women and minorities and whatever and LGBT characters as a shield for your shit writing, and it's continuing on and on. The stories themselves aren't new and aren't special. They're shit. And it's not going to be not shit if you stick a woman in there that looks like a man.
Yep. And Rumble Roo said, this is Shaniqua. She's not like the other black lesbians at her school.
Gosh.
Yeah, she's crippled.
The actual problem is bad stories. 100%. Marry yourself out of the people.
Mary Shelley was amongst them. Mary Shelley was a brilliant writer. However, she was raised by the earliest feminists and she had a lot of guilt, which is where Frankenstein came from.
Interesting.
I've heard you say that Poe died on a park bench. Did he really? Then he was enjoying life.
He was homeless on a park bench.
Was he homeless?
No.
I don't think he was homeless.
I'm just talking shit.
Oh.
Diversity of skin color only, not diversity of ideas. Exactly. Yeah. And a few other questions. Also, what you make isn't good, it's also not all a loss. You gain experience. I do like that. So I've met creators that have decision paralysis a lot, actually. So I think it's better to, you never know unless you try. Those are words to live by. And I understand that it sucks to put something out there and realize, well, I could have done this better. And I know that feeling. I'm dealing with it now. I know I've improved since I started Fiendish, but that's natural. And you know what's the truth? It's gonna keep happening. You're gonna keep improving as a creator. You're gonna put something out there and it'd be like, oh, I could have made it better. But that's not going to change just because you hold on to something and keep on perfecting and never put it out. Just put your work out there, let yourself make those mistakes, learn from them, and make it better. And now there's a flip side to that where you put something out there with no plan at all, and that's not good. So there's a comfortable middle ground to have. So have a plan, but realize that there needs to have some organicness to it. The work is going to grow on its own. It's going to change. You're going to grow as a person and as a writer, and let those mistakes happen. As long as you have a plan and the bone structure is there and you stick with it, you can navigate around the mistakes that you make and keep improving as you go. At least that's my experience.
Yeah, I've never had decision paralysis. I've had scenes that were more tricky for me to navigate because there were specific emotions that I wanted my reader to feel, but I've never had decision paralysis. And I just looked up his death. He died in a hospital. It says that he was found semi-conscious, like wandering the streets. He was taken to a medical college where he died that morning.
Aww.
It said he wasn't coherent long enough to explain how he came to be in his condition, and he was wearing clothes that were not his own. And he kept saying the word Reynolds or the name Reynolds over and over again, but no one knew who he was talking about. And then I guess his final words were, "Lord, help my poor soul."
Oh, that's so sad.
I guess newspapers said that he died of congestion of the brain or cerebral inflammation, which I guess were euphemisms for things like alcoholism. But people have speculated that it was delirium tremens, heart disease, syphilis, meningeal inflammation, cholera, carbon monoxide poisoning, rabies, and even epilepsy, which I have.
Nobody knows what happened to him.
But
that's crazy.
This is interesting. It says one theory dating from 1872 suggests that Poe's death resulted from cooping, or it might be co-oping, but something, a form of electoral fraud in which citizens were forced to vote for a particular candidate, sometimes leading to violence and even murder.
Oh, so they just grabbed them and forced them to cast a vote?
Yeah, like maybe they dressed him in clothes that were not his and made him vote like for someone that he wouldn't normally vote for, and then like hit him on the head and like he wandered away and died. Like that's such a weirdly specific thing.
I know, maybe it was on election day or something, and that's why.
Yeah, that's strange.
Interesting. Very, very interesting.
So yeah, not a park bench, but still weird.
Still pretty sad. Yeah. Hyrule Guy says I should do a hardcore H horse to get more fans. I don't know, that's my fallback career. I mean, I haven't yet, but you know what? If I really need money, there's always a chance. Rumble comments, I know why I wasn't considered a strong independent woman of color. Well, you see, my strong independent woman of color is Ragna. Except I'm gonna do it right. I swear to God.
Was Edgar Allan Poe actually married to his cousin? Because I'm looking at this and it said he was engaged to her, but he learned that she had married someone else? I don't know. This is confusing, dude. There's a lot of stuff about Poe that's not adding up.
A lot of writers and like H.P. Lovecraft and Poe was like, I don't know. First of all, yeah, a lot of creatives are a little fucked up. That's just how it is.
I mean, yeah. This is how we do it. We're super fucked up.
It's like to especially
we draw dick belts and write about baby paste.
Yep. There's a reason, we had to be a little fucked up to get to this point. Except I'm not gonna marry my cousin. That's fucking disgusting. I'm simply agreeing. You made it when your IP gets Rule 34. I agree. I do agree that.
Has your IP been Rule 34?
It has.
Well, that doesn't actually surprise me.
No, I was weird. I thought I would mind, but I really didn't. I'm like, this is a compliment. This is great.
Well, it was for the chick, or was it for a
it was both.
Chick?
It was Cosme and Ragna. But I was like, I made, and they're adults, so it's fine. I would be very weirded out if it was like the kid characters. Please don't. But it was Cosme and Ragna. It's like, yeah, Ragna's super hot for a reason, and people really like her, and she's got giant tits. So good. Yes, draw more Ragna. Well, yeah. I don't mind at all.
Rule 34, no exceptions, or else Rule 35.
I don't know what Rule 35 is.
That if there is no porn that exists of it, it must be made.
Oh God. Well, here you go. That is true. The disturbing shit I have found just looking up IPs on the internet, and it's like, I am mildly traumatized by some things I've seen drawn of
That's why everyone should have blocks on their kids' computers.
Yes! I'm the kid! Are there
I'm glad I didn't have a computer that connected to the internet when I was a child.
Seriously, I think
I would have seen some horrible things.
Didn't Florida just ban social media for kids?
16 and under? Yeah.
Good, yeah.
But I don't think people under 25 should use the internet.
Huh. I think
or vote,
mainly the
or
issue,
drink, or drive.
Yes. We've been through this discussion. Although I'm kind of with age, I'm starting to agree with that, and I've actually kind of agreed with. I know there's a bunch of other issues with like the draft and everything, but I'm like, there are ways to fix that, right? It's like, well, it's like, well, service guarantee, citizenship, and shit like that. I know it's never gonna happen, but in my pipe dream mind of like, if I had a say, then that's how it would be done because it makes sense. You have to be mature enough. Your brain should be solidified enough, so you should be at least like 25, and you should be contributing to society. You should be a net taxpayer. It completely makes sense, but it's never going to happen. I know the laws aren't going to change on this, but
And Sketchbook says, I don't think women should vote. Me neither. And
just that is not my opinion.
Just yesterday, someone on Twitter called me a pick-me for saying that repeal the 19th. I was like, yes, I only have this opinion so men will like me.
Well, that's an easy comeback, so they don't have to actually engage with you. Yeah, I don't. I'm not of the opinion that women shouldn't vote because I'm just generally against making laws that categorize, that differentiate based on gender, sex. We've been through that discussion.
Thank you.
And also, or like race or anything. I see it as the same way, and that includes the draft, but specifically in the sense of public service. I think public service should be equally applied to both sexes, and that I don't see a problem with that. But I think what's more important than saying, well, whether or not women should get the vote, it's more that the way women got the vote was an issue originally, how they obtained it. So that should be revisited. And I think being older, being a net taxpayer is more important because you actually care about the system. Anyways, we're getting way too into it. I'm sorry. I have opinions. Doesn't matter.
Simply Green said most people shouldn't vote. I think it should just be men with families.
Interesting. Used to not believe in that, but with what is going on now.
Men over 25 who have a family, because they're the ones that mostly have a stake in the future and protecting everything.
I can agree with people who actually have a stake in the system. Yes. However, if we can ever have a logical discussion as a country and come to what that means, which is never going to happen because everybody's emotional and they're going to be like, my rights. It's not.
Yeah, but women are more emotional.
It's. Yes. Not all, but yes. But I don't think that should be a factor in law. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe my opinions will
maybe
change.
human. I think taxation is theft and we shouldn't pay taxes at all.
Wow. I don't know enough
says no, because if the man dies, hold on. If the man dies, the woman should be able to vote on the future of her family if she inherits his property. I could see that being an exception. A woman can vote if she is a widow. And also if she agrees to only vote the way that he would vote.
Well, what's interesting is the original concept was that it wasn't that women were excluded, even though that was the effect. It was one household, one vote, which I think is fine, honestly. So if we go back to that, whether it's a man or the woman, one household, one vote, sure. Also raise the voting age because these laws were written in the 1600s and the world has changed, but that's never going to happen unless the country burns down and we restructure everything, which we're probably on the brink of that anyway. So, hey.
I mean, I think that actually might depend on what's going on with the border right now.
I mean, I'm not super following it, but all I hear is it's fucking crazy. And, all the Civil War people are like, here we go. I can see it.
Honestly, I don't think that men today have the balls enough to actually start fighting each other.
I think there still are enough men who would.
I think men are all too afraid of the consequences to rise up, even though, they can't arrest you all. The more people, the more men band together, because even if women do fight, it's not going to help. So
No.
we should not be there. Not because we should be like protected and safe and away from the fighting, because it doesn't help to have women in combat. It actually makes shit worse.
No, I agree with that. Yeah,
Not,
that's my
women
contention
aren't
for women.
Mulan.
No, that's my contention against women being on the front lines. It's not because I think women should be treated with kid gloves. It's because we're gonna suck. So please, but it's also
I have to ask
Texas.
my wife if it's okay.
Like if this all the border stuff was happening in like fucking Portland, then yeah, we're fucked. But it is Texas, and I've lived in Texas, so I have a little more faith with Texas. Texas will fight, and they still have men there. We don't in a lot of other cities. Joseph Fuzzy 499, thank you. It's numbers, large numbers will get more people.
Rumble Roo says he'll be on neither side of the American Civil War. Is Rumble Australian? Is that why?
Yeah, you're not American, so you're just gonna watch and eat popcorn from a side and watch us burn our country down. Yeah, I mean, I don't want there to be a civil war, but fuck, like, how do you fix this?
So men are gonna have to be the ones to fight because the beast, but they're stronger. They know what they're doing. They have bodies that are built for that. They make those kinds of decisions better and faster than women do. They have more longevity, like physical longevity.
In a combat situation, yeah.
Yeah, their minds work in that way. That's why mostly men play video games, because they need the kind of strategy and just like a continuous I need to do this over and over thing where it benefits them. And women don't do that. They've done studies where they do either women only and co-ed troops, and it actually endangers the entire troop to have women there. Like,
also,
it's not that hard.
Also, chat, like, we're not. Oh, go ahead.
And well, dude, women, especially feminists, need to understand, and well, actually, men too need to understand. The only reason any of this is happening is because men aren't putting their feet down. People don't understand. Even men now don't understand. The only reason any of this weird feminist shit is happening is because they're allowing it to happen. If men stood up and said, no, women don't have rights, then we wouldn't have rights.
Well, my question is,
they'd be gone.
My question, though, is that because you can say a lot of the social issues now are the root cause is feminism and postmodernism. A lot of the people that push out are women, and probably the vast majority. But I don't think that men as a whole, or even as a significant percentage, are just, well, they all disagree because their instincts are better on these things. I think there's a lot of, for like basically fucking soy boys out there, that they're pushing the same thing, and conversely there are women who don't buy into feminism, a lot of them. And there might be more women than men that buy into the postmodernist stuff that's tearing our society apart, but I just don't think the lines are clear enough to draw that distinction of, well, that the problem is women in general. I think the problem is feminism that has targeted women, and there's a huge percentage of women that are susceptible to that kind of emotional manipulation that ends up being self-sabotage.
Yeah, but if even just a fraction of men stood up one day and they were just like, yeah, women don't have rights anymore, there's nothing we could do about it. We can't fight back. Like, those guns. Yeah, okay, they can take them away. They're stronger than us, ladies. Don't be stupid. Just let them take charge. You'll all feel, look, women, you'll all feel so much better if you just let them take care of things. It's like a weight off your shoulders. It's so much stress all the time. Just let men be there for it. Men love to take care of women. They really do. It gives them a purpose. It makes them feel good. And you'll feel better because you won't be thinking about all the things that can go wrong. and feeling so responsible. Just please, I really, really need women to just let men do this. And men have some balls and just take charge. Because you know what I want? I want a future where everything is like just easy and happy, and nobody's whining about things and throwing lies back and forth. Just please. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Anyway, this devolved into something weird. What are we? I'm sorry.
I don't know. I don't want to cut you off. You were impassioned. Whatever.
I know.
It's nothing that we shouldn't be able to say. But
Oh, look, Barb Rogers has enabled you.
Yes, thank you for the memberships. Thank you very much. I do need more members, so I'm
everyone say thank you for the dick belt emoji.
Yes, that dick belt emoji is coming. Yeah. Not to drag that on, but it is, I think that but just a little longer. I think even though, but real quick, I think that with I agree, men should step up, but my problem is I think women should also step up. Like, I don't like the idea that women should be infantilized and just let men take care of everything. Let men do men's work, and women should do what they're good at as well, and then society will be better.
Yeah, and there's plenty of room for crossover. Men and women can be artists, you know. Men and women can be actors and singers.
I don't think it's what we're talking about isn't, because where I come from in Taiwan, like, straight up, my grandma didn't have a full education just because she was a girl, and like, that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about something deeper, because we have these society-wide issues that are not that. It's not about.
I don't know. I'm iffy on whether women should be teachers.
I don't have children, so I don't have enough experience to comment on that. But as far as like education or profession or doing something meaningful with your life, I'm all for that. Because in my own family, I think the women in my family have been held back by real sexism in Asia, which is not what it's like in the West, or hasn't been like that almost ever.
Like, the West has treated your grandma. Was it your grandma?
Yeah, she was given
your
away.
Story of
like,
your grandma's. Yeah, it's totally different. That's not what I'm talking about at all.
Basically an indentured servant, and she had an arranged marriage. It's terrible. I shouldn't talk about this, but my point is the West has always treated its women very well, and kind of rolling back how ridiculous and extremist we've gone is not going to make the West implode. Like, I think we should save our culture, and it's worth saving. I like being here. I came to America for a reason.
And we like having you.
Thank you. It's been pretty good so far. Pretty good. Snuggy Jr. also gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much. Let's get back to the subject at hand. If there's more.
Kariel said, currently listening to women with a little star, right? What are you doing? We're the good ones. We're not like other girls.
I know. We're that
really
small
not.
percentage I was talking about that are logical, that you should listen to. Only listen to us.
Curio says, welcome, you immigrants. Don't you have dual citizenship because of your parents?
Yeah, I have dual citizenship, but I just didn't grow up here.
Yeah, I don't. Does that make you an immigrant?
Technically not.
I mean, you moved here.
It's weird. I'm like a half immigrant because I'm an American, but I grew up overseas. So
yeah, I don't think she's like, you're not on a green card or whatever. You're just here.
No, I'm a citizen. Yeah, I'm just weird. I didn't actually grow up here.
Yeah, her dad is an American, you guys.
yeah. My dad's from New York, so that's why I have no. People are like, why don't you have an accent? It's like, I don't, like, because my dad's American.
Her dad just didn't think it was important to teach her anything about his culture.
Seriously though, he taught me jack shit. Like, not even the music. Like, I got so I went to American school in Taiwan, so that's why my English is good and shit. But like, my dad didn't share the stuff he liked with me. I don't like. I think he told me about Johnny Cash once, and that was it. Like, I didn't even know like what Beatles music sounded like. It was all Taiwanese culture. It was all like the shit that my mom liked, as I've already established in my household.
Zeno says, can Renie be president? I don't think so, unless you were born on U.S. soil. I think you have to be born on U.S. soil.
I'm not actually sure. Yeah, that's
Where
an
were you
interesting
born?
question. I was born in Taiwan.
Yeah, I think you have to be born on U.S. soil, and I think they would count a military base or an embassy.
Huh.
But if it's just like somewhere, hospital or your house or wherever, I don't think so. I'm not sure.
I'm not
I don't
sure
think she
either.
should be president though because she's a woman. I don't think there should be politicians that are women.
Well, I don't have a problem with. Well, this is changing very slowly though. I currently don't yet have a problem with a woman president, but I'm starting to lean more towards Hallie's point of view every year. But also, I don't want to be president at all. I don't know what the laws
Place
are because
doesn't
people
count.
think
Oh, okay.
Oh, there you go. Like, people get that confused that they think if you're because America is weird. America has that weird law where it's birthright citizenship, right? And most countries don't have that, which is actually like it's a really weird American thing, and I'm fine with that going away. Like, people will just fly to America, have their babies, and then go back to their home countries, and their babies have American citizenship. You don't, and these people can vote. Like, you don't have any involvement in the country. It's fucking bullshit. I hate birthright citizenship. So there you go. That's something that I actually want repealed. But no, like, well, I have American citizenship because my dad is American. So yeah, I was raised overseas, but I had like American education. I don't really understand that law about I do agree that a president should be born American citizen, but I think there should be other caveats, like actually raised here. Because if you're just born here and you're raised overseas and you come back and run for the presidency, what sense does that make? Again, this law was written in like the 1700s, back when people didn't do that so much. So
well, and like live here. But I also don't think that that they should be paid as much as they are. I don't think they should be allowed to trade or invest or do stock stuff. Like, none of that. You should not be able to advance purely by being a politician monetarily.
Yeah.
Because what that does is it invites people to doing it for the wrong reason.
That's true. I do agree with that.
Like my town has sheriffs instead of police, and like the police, like chief sheriff or whatever, we just call him sheriff, but I guess everyone else is a sheriff. But like the main guy, he didn't even want to be sheriff. He's like Aragorn, okay? He didn't want it, but he was such a like such a good like moral guy that people could trust, that people begged him, like hundreds of people begged him to become sheriff. So he walked all over town, door to door, and was like, I would like to do what everyone is asking me to do and give being sheriff a try. And then he's been elected like every single election, and he's great. And I've talked to him personally. He'll come to your house if you have like an insane enough problem, like and he's just like this dude who was like, okay, I want to do what the people want to do. Wow, you got more memberships. Wow.
Oh my gosh, thank you guys so much. Thank you, Victor. I really appreciate it. Yes, all the
so
emojis.
That the type of person who should be a politician is someone who doesn't super want to be because there are not a lot of benefits to it.
Yeah.
That's what
I mean, like, the parallels of our society, ancient Rome, are really strikingly similar. Just we have a royalty class, so we have an upper class. We have have ruling dynasties. They just recycle the members, and as one dynasty to the other, and it's and the rules apply differently to them than to us. And I don't think that none of this is how the country was supposed to be at its inception. Some political positions have residency requirements, but not the presidency. Why? All of them should have residency requirements.
How many memberships did you get gifted tonight?
It's like 15 or 20. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. That's awesome.
No.
Oh my god, I'm gonna spend all night making emojis. I'm so happy. Tell me what emojis you guys want. Spam it in chat. So I've got dick belt, and I'll make more bloody mugs, and what else? Tell me. I'm gonna eat a candy. I want candy. Yeah, we actually got a lot of viewers. There's people like it when we talk about politics. Even though I really avoid it, guys, I'm like, I want to talk about art, but like nobody has left. Oh my gosh. I swear,
Why
I'm
would
still
anyone leave?
gonna
We're awesome. What?
We are awesome, but we talked about comics for like 2 hours, so it's fine. We're just chilling right now.
Yeah.
And it's free fucking country. Should be able to say fuck we want. Snuggie, thank you so much. Oh my god. So happy. I think it's about like, I don't know the exact numbers, but it told me I just needed 8 more memberships to make more.
Well, what did you just get? 20? 25 now?
Yeah, I got at least 20 or 25. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna make so many emojis. Bloody bingo, crossbow.
They're staying for the dick belt.
The dick belt is gonna come. It's no pun intended.
The dick belt is gonna come.
Zing. Well, yes. Okay.
Oh, how we love our channel lore.
This is great. Okay. I'm taking notes. Dick belt and tentacles. What else, everybody? I didn't even spell tentacles right. Who cares? Doesn't matter. A Giga Chat of your most manly character. Who is my most manly character? I do write my male characters pretty manly. I don't like writing wimps, so there's that. But yeah,
make actual dick belts as merch. How would you even do that? Oh wait, I guess you do leather working. So
I do leather work. I could actually make it. I make leather craft stuff. I could make a fucking dick belt. And also, I'm getting a 3D printer, guys. So I can print the buckle. I could just like a leather belt is not hard to make at all. I just like make 2 belts, punch some holes, sew it together.
What do you have to do it though?
Ellie is going to have another complete meltdown laughing.
My eyes are filling with tears as we speak.
She's holding back the laughter.
I am. Just like Simba, I'm holding back.
My mic has not been able to. It was fine. I think my mic is just times. Like. Yeah, my mic doesn't. I've played with the settings.
It doesn't understand your voice.
It just like completely has an aneurysm whenever my voice goes too high. I can't help it. I don't know what to do. The death belt is coming. 8 tentacles, yes, sir. That will be coming. You want a Taiwan emoji? I can make a Taiwan emoji. More. Yay! What? Oh my god! Oh, you guys are great. I'm gonna have so many emojis. Okay. I'm so happy. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy. I was not expecting that at all. Creative block emojis. Yes! Yes! Actually, I'm gonna get Jake to draw those because he drew the characters.
I'm gonna get Jake to do that because I don't have time.
Wait, I can do the emojis don't take because it's pixel art. I made the chalices that I just had, and those took me like what 20-30 minutes, but I don't know. I was going to honor Jake with the task, but I could always do it.
Honor Jake with the task.
He is a monster sis who's from Taiwan. Yeah, that's me shirking responsibility. I'm from Taiwan.
What about a dinosaur?
I can make a dinosaur.
You should.
Okay, I'll make a dinosaur.
My first YouTube channel that is deleted now was Allosaurus.
Was it? That's adorable.
Like an Allosaurus.
Oh my gosh. That's very cute. Okay, I'm gonna make a dinosaur emoji or make a few. I'm so happy, guys.
I think
I get to make so many emojis and face art.
damn.
Snoromelaru for $5.
I paid somebody to draw me as an Allosaurus for the thing. But it's not. I'll have to dig up the art sometime because it was so stupid looking. Like,
was it just like your face
channels? No, it was like the whole dinosaur sitting there, just like blurp, I looking like with like, and I have a mask that I would wear when I would do it, like a dinosaur mask, and I would put on my purple wig.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, doo. Yeah, I have one of my videos from when I was doing Allosaurus on my channel because people asked me to put it on there. But it's kind of gross. So, watch out. Here, I'll get the mask and show you guys really quick.
You know you have exactly. You have to show everybody now. Snoromelaru for $5. Thank you very much. My favorite CJ girls. I don't have to ask for pronouns. Never. You'll never have to ask for my pronouns because I would hope it's pretty fucking obvious. Thank you very much, Snoromelaru. Henry Bemis says he will not be buying a dick belt. That's fine, but I will still make it awesome and try to convince you.
My pronoun is my name.
I assume people have enough brain cells to figure out mine, so I don't need to tell them. What happened?
Sebastian wants to make me jealous of you.
Snuggy, thank you for 5 more. Oh my gosh, there's so many memberships. Seriously.
Did you see what Sebastian is saying?
I'm way behind. Okay. Sebastian and On for $5. Thank you. Renie, you need to collab with Pippa Pipkins. I think you two would have a lot of fun with your weirdness. Oh.
She's my favorite.
I like Pippa.
Game streamer. And you probably have a chance with collabing with her, and I don't. I would be so jealous.
She's huge, though. I'm nobody.
I think she's secretly. I think she's secretly V.
It's just like a voice modulator.
Yeah, I'll ask you. I have a whole theory on it, and I asked in the chat once. I was like, "Pippa, are you secretly V?" And she said, "Yes."
That's funny. She could have just been joking.
I know you're friends with V as well, which makes me also jealous. But I think that's him. But yeah, so are you ready for the mask? I'll put it on.
Yes. Let's go.
Dim-witted Chicken says Jurassic Park theme. Yes. Everyone play the Jurassic Park theme right now. Is everyone ready?
Yes, let's go.
Let me put it on.
Let's see this. Sorry, I'm eating a candy still. That's why I'm talking funny.
But you have to imagine though, the mask I would wear with my purple wig.
Do it.
And not,
of course, like, Jake talks about her. Jake knows probably every VTuber, and Jake has Belle Delphine bathwater or some shit. Like, he likes that kind of stuff. Okay.
He has the friggin' keyboards. Are you ready for it?
PewDiePie keyboards and shit. All right, I'm ready. Let's go.
Life finds a way.
Wow, I can't tell. What happened? You're actually a dinosaur. Amazing. This is mind-blowing.
I know. It's so hard to tell.
I can hardly tell it's Ali anymore.
Where did I go?
I know. I was going to so I had a green beard that I used to wear on some Pathfinder streams I did like fucking 3 years ago. I was gonna put it on, but I didn't have. I was like, oh, it'd be funny if I just had the beard.
But I would wear it with my purple wig. So
and green beard.
Okay, I'm
gonna go get back.
I cut off. Bye. The mask was a whole mask of like a dinosaur, but I only wanted the top, so I like cut it off and then like sewed it. So yeah. Dimwitted Chicken says, clever girl. So what's funny about that is I have been called a velociraptor because of my... This thing is making my face itch. Because of my behavior on certain streams. I have been called such a thing. I'll be disappointed if Ali doesn't go out and fight crime in that. I would be terrible at fighting crime. Don't you guys know I'm a cripple? I'm getting better. But it's my sharp claws. Dude, my claws are awesome. Look at that. Fucking sick. Dinutopia fan. Rainy is and Dean is, and they're gonna do a stream together, but I've not read any. How's your father says cripple? Ah, nice. So you gotta wear that in March.
What what I did was I bought this beard that's just like this costume beard that you can put on from Amazon. I'm not gonna put it on. It's really uncomfortable. Even though I put tape on the back to make it less like itchy. It's so uncomfortable. I sympathize so much with guys with beards. That is like so annoying to have on your face. But like it was gray. I dyed it green and I added all these like little paper things because my character was a druid who specialized in herbalism, and he grew out like a gigantic beard, and he would grow like moss and plants in his beard and use his beard as a terrarium. And just so when he had to find herbs, you just pick it out of his huge beard. This is the kind of shit I do for fun, guys. I'm so inventive. Wow. So there you go. Hello, my name is Killer, the druid.
Someone's saying mentally disabled is my problem. No, when I say I'm a cripple, I mean I tore my left lateral meniscus and I had to get surgery and relearn how to walk twice and stuff. It's a whole thing. But yeah, that is disgusting. Almost like a sloth. Yes, she is talking about a sloth.
Cam's talking about my character, not you.
I know. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Okay. Like a sloth?
Do
sloths do that?
I guess so. That's what they're saying.
I'm not a nerd. I just play Pathfinder a lot. No, listen, everybody knows exactly why I'm single, and it's because I'm here. I draw comics and play D&D. Yeah.
No, it's because no man has been man enough yet.
Kind of, yeah.
No man has passed the ALI test.
That's the actual truth. You need to pass the ALI test to
Yeah. I'm in charge of her dating life. I just decided now.
Oh dear.
Oh, sloths grow moss on their fur. Okay.
Ellie has much better instincts on people than me, though. So honestly, I would appreciate your advice on these things. I swear, I'm so bad at reading people. It's ridiculous. I'm really bad at reading people. But no, seriously, I draw for like 10 hours a day. Like, of course I have no social life. Because I'm not doctor yet. Exactly. Yeah. I didn't fulfill my Tiger Mom streams. Yep. Big beards hide illegal medicine. That's exactly what my character did. It was a lot of fun, but it was also annoying because I prefer to play DPS. I like hitting things hard and killing things. I like being a bit of a frontliner, but my favorite characters, I like playing Ranger a lot. So Ranger, because they're tough, they're independent, they're a jack of all trades, and I have a Swashbuckler right now that I really like. But the only caster I played that I quite enjoyed was an Oracle, but I liked him because he's a half-orc, and I made him really, really tough and dexy. Like, half-orcs are already tough, right? But he's also dexy, so he's hard to hit, and I maxed out his armor class. So yeah, he's a caster, but he's also really tough, so he's effectively a frontliner, and I love playing that because I'm the one that gets in everybody's faces, and I'm not the meat shield, but I want to do damage. I bitch all game if I can't do damage.
I like playing the meat shield. That's usually what I'm playing.
Yeah? Is that what you're usually playing? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like,
Cool.
I want to be the like big freaking meat barbarian. That because I can't be that in real life, so I'm gonna do that.
Well, yeah,
And
same,
Renie's
but
fairy godmother.
I'm not like actually beating anyone up in real life. I can't. So I enjoy doing that, but I don't like with barbarians. I played a barbarian once, and it was fun in its own way, but I didn't like not being able to solve problems because barbarians sacrifice wisdom, intelligence, all that kind of stuff for like, well, they're all physical. So I like being balanced. I don't mind dumping charisma because I think it's funny to have a character who's either really socially awkward or a giant asshole. And I've played a few characters like that, and I think it's great. But I will not dump Dex, and I prefer to not be under like 11 intelligence. This is getting really nerdy. Angel Aquarius says, "Is Irene talking in code?" I'm talking about the one hobby I have that's Pathfinder, that is basically doing math in a game and having fun. I'll stop.
It's very Asian.
I'm sorry. I'll stop. Let's get back on track. Ranger's way too middle of the road. Play my heist from Glass Cannon Bard. I think I would enjoy Bard. I think I'm obnoxious enough to play Bard, but I haven't tried it yet. I'm only worried about being too squishy if I play Bard. But so my Oracle, I think I like being really creative if I'm going to be a spellcaster, right? And bards you get to be really creative. You get to be a performer, and I would love to do that. I think I can do that. My Oracle is an illusion focused Oracle. So what I had so much fun in battle. It's not just, well, you cast a spell and then it's like this effect happens. Like I would customize the illusions and think of creative solutions and stuff. I can go on for like 3 hours if I don't stop myself now. But there you go. Those are my preferences.
It's adorable, Rainy. I like when you are enjoying things.
I get a little self-conscious, but yeah, I really like playing tabletop games and being Pathfinder. It's so much fun. It's great.
How long do you think that you'll be here when you are driving through and going to lunch? Because if you come a little early, we can play a game.
A game? Like what game? What game?
Have you heard of Virtue Signal?
Is that the crowdfunded game? Okay. Yeah.
I have it. It's so funny. And no one will play it with me. So, because I don't know anyone.
Yeah.
All the people I know are like my family and they don't want to play the game with me. They're like, Allie, you're too based for us. We don't want to play. What's an NPC? Stuff like that.
They don't get it.
They don't get it.
I don't know. Yeah,
Parents
I don't know if I have time.
Because it'll depend on how early you get going and how long you feel like driving and stuff.
Yeah.
But it would be fun.
It'll be fun. I'll try to make extra time. I'll try.
Well, you said you wanted to go to lunch or something. Or I can make you something here if you don't want to go somewhere.
Okay, either is fine. You don't have to.
You've already been to my house and met like my progeny and my dog. So
yeah.
And my room is clean now because I didn't spend a day packing and throwing everything on the ground before I invited you back into my house.
That's fine. I'm not.
And
I don't
look
care.
I have a new bed. It's a futon now, so my room actually has room in it.
That is nice. Pretty great. I do like that. I have
Go
a futon
somewhere.
as well.
Allie eats cauliflower ice cream, and it's delicious. And Renie would like it.
Yeah, we can go somewhere. You don't have to, spend time cooking. I'm fine with that. Yeah, I don't know. The drive to where you are is longer than the drive down to Orlando, so I wouldn't. If I get there,
How?
Atlanta to where you are is like 5 hours, man.
But I'm north of Orlando.
Yeah. No, as in the drive to your place is longer than the drive between your place and Orlando.
Oh, right. Okay. I was
Yes.
like,
you're not that far from Orlando, so
I don't know
we
how
can
to
hang out for a
drive,
while.
but
No,
I
it's
know
as in
what directions do.
we'll figure it
She's
out. It's gonna
not
be
drinking.
fun. We're gonna have
Good night, Mom.
girl time. Oh god, we're gonna have girl time. We're gonna hang out and like do our nails. We're not gonna do that.
We're
No,
gonna talk
I don't.
about boys and makeup
God.
and clothes and
We're not gonna do that. It's not gonna happen.
What do girls talk about? Other girls and how they suck.
When we're together, we just start talking about like our stories and work or like life in general, not like makeup.
We talk about the
Who
same
fuck
stuff we
talks
talk
makeup?
about on stream.
Right, like this is just our real conversations in life.
Just
So,
what we're talking about.
Yeah, and then we, and then we. This is just actually what it'll be like. But IRL runs with scissors from New Zealand 5. Thank you so much. Renie, a few weeks ago, I sent Ali video of the Weta figurines and original Lord of the Rings costumes in her Twitter DMs. Did you get them?
I did.
That was a super chat to me. That was asking you a question. Oh, I got it. Okay, I was asking me to ask you. So you got them? That sounds cool.
I thought we showed them. Did we not?
Did we?
Am I trash again? Because I didn't show it again.
Runs with scissors. Were you the one? Are you the one that lives near the Weta workshop in New Zealand? And you like went?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or maybe
that was great.
Maybe I just showed the troll.
You showed the troll. I didn't see the other ones. Oh, one more. Victor for $2. Thank you. You do an underbite when you're playing as a half orc? No, but I would do a voice like this, and I couldn't do it after a while. It was hard. It was really hard. Yeah, there was some role playing. So like I try to do that kind of like rough voice with a half orc, but I can't. It's really stressful on my vocal cords. But chords. But as I actually usually play guy characters. And the thing you do if you're a guy playing a girl or a girl playing a guy isn't to like just make your voice higher or just talk like this. It's actually about the tone and the projection. So if you're a guy playing as a woman character, don't talk like this. Talk a little more softer, soften your tone and speak in a less. You can still say things that are assertive, but talk in a way that's just more, that doesn't sound as forceful and it sounds more feminine. But if I'm playing like one of my guy characters, there's this difference in, for example, between the way women say goodbye and men say goodbye. And women usually say like bye, but men will say bye. So it's about how you enunciate all those little details like that. And I have like a ranger that's really no nonsense, so it's always like just say whatever is necessary. That sounds more masculine. Role playing tips for training.
So I have the DM that has all of the stuff in it, but I don't think I can play the video because if I share it, it's gonna share like a whole bunch of DMs and stuff. If you email it to me, I can share it.
Okay.
Runs with scissors. I can't show the video, but I can. If I save the pictures, I can show them.
Yeah, we can take a look at that. That will.
Here, I'll send. Check your DMs, and I'll send you my email. Send it to my actual email, and then I can save them better, and we can show them next time.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Thank
scissors.
You. Okay. Thank you again to everybody that's bought memberships. You guys are awesome. Seriously, that was a lot of memberships. Thank you so much.
Sweet as righto. Are you from Australia or New Zealand? I know you live in New Zealand, but are you from Australia or New Zealand? Because that's the only people that I've seen that say like something as.
Down goes solo for 10. I think I missed this one. Great art for the members, but do something for me instead. I certainly will. I'm working on that cover, and I guess I'll do another piece for you as well. Thank you so much. Down goes solo for another 10. Thank you. You don't have to do that. Send me another. I kind of need more. Okay. I'll do all the covers. Oh no. Travis is gonna. I mean, I'm not one to complain about getting more work, but it's. I only have so much time in a day. I'll do my best. Thank you very much for your support. I got this one. Let's see. Now go solo. Really dying to see your take. How's your World of the Fiendish TTRPG going? Oh, I just started talking to some game designers. It's gonna take some time. I have found people that can do it, which is good. That's like the first step. So I'm basically gonna be there to just tell them, well, this is how I want the results to be, and do your magic, because I'm not a game designer. I'm a player, and I know enough about like to give feedback, but with the actual designing, that's somebody else. So but what I have learned is the process is going to take a long time, because if you want to make a game that's actually good and it can stand on its own as a game, you want to go through a whole iterative process. You want to do beta testing, and you want to do a lot of test runs and have like a rough concept out before you actually release the game. And I want to be that thorough. Though I am going to start out, I think, with a card game or a board game, something more basic, and before I go into the full tabletop game. But it takes time. Even a basic tabletop game would take like a year. So it won't be anytime soon, but it's going to happen. Thank you for that super chat. And Victor, for $2, thank you so much. Is it sad I'm LARPing with an imaginary princess love? No, not at all. That's what I do all the time. Nothing sad about that. Yeah, it's the way to live
Make the
life.
game like Monopoly, says Hyrule Guy.
No, I actually have other ideas. It's not going to be like Monopoly. It'll be battle focused.
Fiendishopoly, where you can like buy out all the places on your map.
I mean, sure, but I don't think that's gonna be as.
You're like, that sounds stupid, Ali.
That's not. Let me sure if that's what some people might want to play that, but that's not what I'm looking to build. I'm building a battle focused board game that's kind of like an obstacle course, and it's just like set in the world of Fiendish. And the reason is, if I'm going to build, the magic system is so complex that I'm gonna have to build something from scratch. But if I build a board game with pre-made characters, I could just have the characters that have pre-made abilities that level up on their own, and then I don't have to build a whole magic system yet, and I can have that out before I'm building the actual magic system, because I'm building a pen and paper tabletop takes so much time because it's so nuanced, and you want to give people infinite options. You're basically making a sandbox. You're just creating the rules for people to build whatever they want, and that's very, very extensive. So I'm not there yet. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with LARPing with Imaginary Princess Love. They have AI girlfriends now. Let's go. Actually, that's sad. Oh, the AI girlfriend thing is disturbing. Dick build action figures. It's gonna happen. So I'm gonna surprise everyone by making a Dick Belt game instead of a Fiendish game, and that's going to be what actually comes out. 6 stat D20 is of a base to work from. Yeah, it is. Except the I've been told two different things. I've been told that the magic system is compatible with OGL, but I've been told by another game designer that my magic system and the actual books is so different that I'll have to base something completely, separately. So I don't know enough about like game design to know. Like, all I've done is build races, build monsters using Pathfinder monster and race building rules and character building rules, of course, and I know how to do that, but I know nothing about how do I build a balanced magical system.
Dick Belt game coming soon. Dick Belts and Dragons.
Oh my god, I'm so happy.
Wow.
I have so many emoji ideas. It's great. Board game with battling magic weapons, question cards, and a small amount of role playing. I think so. That's what I'm going for. I think that's a good starting point. Because like going for something that's a full-on tabletop is ambitious, and the comic comes first. So I'd rather take my time with the tabletop, and I can even release that like whenever. Fiendish is like, it's gonna be like 9. Well, now it's 9 books, 10 books. So I have time. I can put out a board game while like right for now. That's good enough, and it's gonna be fun. I actually have pretty thorough ideas about the board game. Yeah, it'll be battle focused, and there's all kinds of really cool stuff you can do in a board game.
Would you make it like have cutouts that would stand up, or is it just like a board game that's flat?
I'm not sure, because that's the other thing with like games is you have to. It's more complex than producing a book, basically.
Yeah.
Especially the 3D models. So I can get the models made and printed easily enough, but producing them on a large scale is both expensive and it's effectively toy production. So I'm very apprehensive about that. But the good thing about a board game is it's more passable to have like cardboard figurines, or I'm thinking standee, like acrylic standee figurines. Like I've been making acrylic standees already, so I could just make that, and that's more cost effective. I already know I can make that on a pretty good scale, a pretty large scale, and it's much more manageable than making 3D figurines, and that's literally is toy production. So I have to worry about, like, I think I should establish that there's enough audience interest before jumping into making 3D figurines and something that'll be that expensive. Because you can design a tabletop game, but what customers and backers want, because I do think I'll crowdfund it, obviously, is they want all the other tchotchkes with it. They want all the little 3D models. They want like really pretty looking figurines that are painted and not just they have to paint it themselves, and all these other assets and all these other fun things. It has to be more than just, well, here's a rule book, right? So I don't know if I want to work up to be able to produce that. That's what I mean.
Right.
Standees with character cards instead of sheets or levels can be adjusted. Yeah, all that kind of stuff, and I can integrate the trading cards that I've already done. But real quick, I think this has been going on for this is 3 hours and 40 minutes, so it's almost time. As much fun as this is, but I want to show you guys my standees. 1 second, real quick. It's right over here. Look at what I made.
And Max sent you a super chat too.
Oh, thank you. Ban Presto figurines in the future. Thank you for $2. What's Ban Presto? What's that? I don't know what that is. In case you guys missed out on this, that was available with Chapter 2, I gotta put them up on my store because I do have a small amount of them left over. But look at this shit. Isn't this sexy as fuck?
I have held that and checked it out in person. It is indeed wicked.
It's fucking awesome. Like, I love standees as much as I think it would be great to have 3D toys. Standees are really cool. Like, they're really cool, and you can use this in game. Like, this is a game for you guys. Just make a really small one, and like I can make a board game of just the cardboard game board base with the map, and then the figures are these but smaller. So that's why I'm starting out with the board or card game, or a combination board game with and card game all together. But I think that is going to be a lot of fun. It's more manageable, and it's going to
really
look great.
Good quality too. Like, it's not flimsy or you know, it doesn't smell weird. Like, they're really nice.
Yeah, my factory is awesome. I love working with them. They made my canvas prints as well. I'm pointing like you guys can see it. There you go. That my world map. So it's super awesome. I love doing these. I'm gonna be doing these every campaign forever. But I don't know what Van Presto figurines are. I'm sorry, but thank you very much for the super chat. Got mine displayed like a motherfucker. Thank you very much. Oh, I'm glad you guys like it. Oh, I'm so flattered. Oh yeah, I'm glad. It's an anime thing. The standees are a thing from anime, which is why I thought of doing it, and they're very popular, and they're super popular in Asia as well. But all right, this was a good show. we went off the rails, but that's nothing new. That happens all the damn time. We covered good ground, though. I think we finally got through the subject that we've been hammering away at forever. That was the pitfalls of world building. So we got through that, had some great discussions, and also ranted about politics, which was kind of like our viewership went way up, and I wasn't expecting that. It did.
Wow.
We went from like 40 viewers. We have 96 viewers now. Holy shit.
Oh, wow. Thanks, everybody.
Just so everyone knows, this is not the norm on my channel. I normally talk about comics, but I'm not averse to ranting about politics after like we've been streaming for 3 hours. So this was tons of fun. I had a great fucking time. Draw stream on Sunday at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. I'll be drawing some Fiendish 3, and I'll be inviting all the regulars on my channel. Ali will be there. Hopefully, are you gonna be there? I hope you will.
Mm-hmm. And maybe I'll have found my.
You're trying, yes. If not, I'll go help you turn your house upside down and find it when I'm over there next week.
Maybe I'll just have to re-ink it.
Oh no! I'll help you find it. I'm on a mission to help Ali find her lost artwork. This is gonna happen. Raging Rhino, what's up? Hello, Fiendish arrived this week all the way to Australia. Thank you so much for backing. And Rhino's awesome. Everyone check out his channel as well. I hope you like it. And I'm glad the books are. I thought all the books should have arrived, but the shipping to specifically Australia and New Zealand took forever, so I apologize. But I'm glad people are finally getting their books there now. So all right,
you have no super chat.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Oh yes. I'm so glad. Max San Diego for 2. On that note, everybody have a good night. I'll see you all on Sunday. Goodbye. Wait, hold on.
The next Ali and Renie show will be on February 9th, everybody.
February 9th, be there, be square. Goodbye.